I'm Shane.
I'm Bo.
We are your Kentucky Fried Critics.
Welcome back for another one.
It's episode 52.
52.
52. What would have been a year if we would have...
Not take a break in the middle of this.
Yeah.
We need a board so we can write our fucking recording schedule down.
We need a producer who can help us out while we're doing this
Keep
stuff.
us organized.
Man the computer while we're doing this.
Oh, that would be so great.
That way we're not so worried about if things are going smooth or not. Like someone else can be watching it.
I feel bad for you sometimes. You have to man the computer and I'm over here just getting sloshed.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm not that worried about it. I still have a good
Like
time.
you said, you catch up to me by the end.
Well, before we get too far off track there, let's just go ahead and get our socials out
Knock
of the
them
way.
out real quick.
Yeah, so that way we can get into today's stuff. Our first one, as always, is actually our first three, the meta apps, the conglomeration of meta things. So that's going to be Facebook, Instagram, Threads, which is growing and growing, dude. I swear, I keep seeing more interaction there, more people doing stuff there, which... Unfortunately for me, I think means I have to do
start
more
doing
stuff
more shit.
One more thing.
Just
one
another thing. You just see another reason why we need a producer.
Is somebody to help, because if somebody was doing some of the other stuff, I wouldn't care to do that, or if they wanted to do that, I wouldn't care what I'm doing. But
we need a social media rep.
Yeah,
if anybody
something
wants to help,
yeah, something for sure.
Just post our shit for us. That's all we need.
To find us at that one, you're just going to go to Kentucky Fried Critics. It's all lowercase. It's all, there's no special characters.
Yeah,
You're not going to find anything there. No hyphens, no underscores.
They're so boring.
None of that good stuff.
But I guess.
Yeah, so you just search for us that way. You'll find us on all of those platforms. From there, we'll go ahead and take care of YouTube. Again, it's the one. Used to be our least favorite. Now it's our favorite.
This is the best one now. Because it's got my best friend, Riddick Rat.
That's right. We love our Riddick Rat.
He is my best friend now.
And so at YouTube, you can find us at youtube.com/@KFCRiddicks. Because, again, somebody already had the other one. It's okay.
It's fine.
We're happy.
We're happy
good
with it.
We've come to a very good place. From a place that we used to be in a lot of anger of, we have come
I was going to fight those dudes. I remember now.
We came to a very good, calm spot of acceptance.
We have found our zen, and all is right in the universe.
Thankfully. God bless you, Riddick Rat.
Right.
It's all on your shoulders.
Bestie.
It's all on your shoulders. Don't let us down.
He's cute. He's got it.
I like
look
him.
at the confidence in that man's face. Or rat's
Again,
face.
we get to have fun. We get to hide him in all the fun places.
The where's the rat?
Yeah, it's fun. He has brought us
It's probably more fun for me than anybody else.
Whatever. Again, it's sometimes we have to do things for us. Sometimes things are just for us.
You got to make yourself laugh.
Yeah, it's what it is. Let's keep moving. Maybe
we're not even done with this. All right, continue. I'll stop being whimsical.
Well, maybe you'll have some good ones for the movie. That's what I was saying. Like, I should move you out of the socials. I don't want you to burn out.
Burn it all out before we get to the movie.
Before we get to something, yeah. Let's not let the profoundness be in social media. Come on now. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs that. Nobody goes there looking for profoundness. So from
That's
that
for
one,
TikTok, right?
So from YouTube, we'll go ahead and take care of the website. That's our hub for everything. That's where you can find the links to everything we just mentioned. It's where you'll be able to find things that we will mention. If we can, it's where any future endeavors will also be linked.
Yep.
It is just the place to go, guys.
It's got all of it. You can find it. It's like the general store of podcast.
It's got links to everything. You just go there. It's going to be hosted by our wonderful hosts over at Acast.
Thanks, guys.
Shows.acast.com/Kentucky-Fried-Critics. This is our love of hyphens.
I love the hyphens. It's
it's
the way you say them. You have this rhythm to it.
I mean, you have to, or else
or you'll just mess it up.
Yeah, I mean, again, the listeners don't know this, so you have heard it plenty of times. When I mess up the cadence and the rhythm, it does. I mess it up, and I usually have to. I'm like,
he tries to do it any other way.
That's just how I have to do it. Like, I don't know how other people would have to handle that, but for me personally, like, if I don't do it exactly like that, like, I'm bouncing. Like,
it's why
they don't get video
dance.
yet.
You got to get the little groove going with
it.
We
don't have. We don't have video for them yet.
I can't wait.
When they do, they're gonna laugh at me by the way I
because your
do
head's
the.
gonna bob.
Yeah, they're gonna finally see the way I
I'll try
say
and
that.
distract them. I'll do something goofy.
Well,
over
now
here,
they know.
jazz hands.
Well, and now we just gave away, part of the reason you do the dance is it's not mimicry. It's more because you're trying to you're saying it's so cool. You're like seeing me bounce, and you're like, I'm gonna bounce with it
I'm
too.
gonna bounce with it too. Come on, bounce with it. Bounce with it. Dun.
But yeah, so
Our rap album comes out May 6th.
Again, that's going to be where you can find everything. That's including our next one, which is our email. It's the suggestion box. It's the place to go if you want to give us ideas, if you want to give us beers, if you just want to talk to us.
Send us
It's a good
picture.
place to do it from.
If you drew a rat, we'll have a look at it. Maybe we'll post it.
Yeah.
We need more art. Where's all my artists at?
Before we move away, we need to tell them what the email
Oh
is.
yeah, we do this a lot.
We do. KentuckyFriedCritics@gmail.com. Again, you probably would have figured it out. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm.
They're all kind of the same.
Yeah. The only YouTube's the one.
Yeah, that's the only one that stood
if
out.
you-
But we turned it into a whole
Yeah.
thing.
Plus, again, like we've tried to mention before, if you go to YouTube and just type in Kentucky Fried Critics,
Yeah,
you're
you-
gonna find us.
We're the only ones that do anything.
We post. We are active. The other people, again, that's where the contention came from. They don't.
Yeah, not for like 15
Yeah.
years.
We're not. We don't need to get there. We don't need to get
I have
ourselves angry.
Made my peace
Exactly.
with it.
Well, I just want to make sure we stay in our zen. If we start talking about it, Lord knows where we might go.
Oh.
Exactly. Okay, well, we've put that off enough. We've got socials out of the way. Let's go ahead and take care of our movie here, Bo. You start us off with the beer. What are we drinking?
We're drinking Boulevard Brewing Company's Tank 7 American Saison.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
believe is how you say that.
I'm not sure, man. It's definitely French.
Saison.
Yeah.
Somebody send me the phonetics on that.
And again, this was another week. You guys got a nice gimme from us.
Yep.
We weren't trying to have a game. There was no guessing for you.
This is still part of the top 3 of
Yeah,
the
yeah. This
viewers'
was
choice.
technically kind of like our reward to everybody. Like we let everybody vote, and then we were like, well, since everybody voted and we got such good numbers for it,
we didn't. I honestly didn't expect anything.
yeah, let's go ahead and do some more.
It's gonna be my vote.
That's
Like,
what we're doing here.
Galaxy Quest was gonna win by default because I was the only one that voted for it.
Yeah, so again, this one's not a secret. It's Tank Girl. It's good. It's a great movie. For
Lori
anybody who's
Petty.
not seen it, had you seen it before?
Yeah, years ago.
But yeah, it's been a long time.
When
It's
we,
not something.
when we lived
yeah.
in the house up on the
So it
hill
was
and
because of
shit.
me,
Yeah,
okay.
it was you
and
G's
my
fault.
wife,
Your
who
wife's
is
fault.
going to be as a special treat for
Special
everyone.
guest,
Yeah,
special cameo.
My wife Dee is going to be
Her debut,
oh,
really.
yeah, she wants to say a few words because this is one of her favorite. Like absolutely,
This movie.
I
I
think
feel like she got a lot of her style from this
our
movie.
voting has worked out so well. Like people didn't even know, but behind the scenes, right? Like our top 3 were literally your favorite movie, my favorite movie, and my wife's favorite
Yep,
movie.
that worked out great, didn't it? I won. I got to go first. Haha.
But yeah, so we have Tank Girl here for our next one, and it's a fun movie.
It is. It's a really fun movie.
Before we really get into everything about
The
it,
wackiness
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
this movie.
I do just want to say a few things. Like this is one of 2 popular anthropomorphic kangaroo movies from the 90s.
What's the other one?
Warriors of Virtue. You ever
I've
seen
never
this?
seen that one.
Oh, shut up, man. You were technically more the right age for that movie than I was. It came out in 97 and it was about like an 11 or 12-year-old who got teleported to a world where these warriors of virtue who were anthropomorphic
Kangaroos?
kangaroos
Yeah, I missed this.
taught him kung fu
Nice.
because it was all about I can't even
Wouldn't
remember.
it be Kangafu?
No, because they were connected to. I don't know, dude. That's so. I've only seen it a handful of times when I was a child. Oh, I was older than you, but technically I was barely the. Like I was. I
Yeah,
think I was.
just above
I was
the
on the
age they were
verge.
looking
Like I was
for.
like at that kid's age, maybe a little bit older. So I was getting a little bit past. Like you technically were more the demographic because you were going to be the one that was like watching this 12-year-old to be like, what the. When I'm that old, I can.
When I'm 12, I can get trained in kung fu by a kangaroo.
Kangaroo people.
Fuck yes.
I do believe they each had an element. So there was like one in a blue outfit, a green outfit, a red outfit. Dude, it's been so long. Don't quote me on any of this. Just go look up Warriors of Virtue.
I'm gonna fucking find this. That sounds awesome.
You will not be disappointed.
I
But yeah,
rarely am. It's hard to. The only thing a movie can do to piss me off is be boring.
but
Really?
the main thing I want to take away from this though is that there were two movies where we did this with kangaroos, and both of them they were fucking badass warriors.
Warriors.
You know what I mean? Like in this one, we've got badass
Badass
rippers.
rippers?
What a name!
That is a cool name.
And for a change, I'll go ahead and say this because you guys might hear us drop some more later in the movie knowledge. You'll think that's what we're doing than normal, because normally we try not to do that type of thing. But this movie does the perfect thing for us for a comic book movie. Again,
Yep.
we unlike Hellboy, I think we should say that before we're in the middle of it. This is a comic
Yeah,
book
it is a
movie. It's
comic
based on a
book.
comic book. But so instead of doing the normal thing in a comic book movie where they just waste a whole bunch of time setting up the world for you in case you don't know
Oh yeah,
the
generally
comic
the
book.
first act is like, oh, here's our hero's backstory.
That
This
is
all
really a
this
waste
other
of time if
info
you're
dump.
trying to tell a story, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you're wasting big story time on little story, right? Like, so this movie took the right avenue, which is to just tell us,
Yeah.
just literally the main character tell us. So when I say stuff like rippers and I give some of this other stuff away that normally you guys wouldn't hear us say, it is told to you in the first 2 minutes. I
Yep.
am literally not. If you decide to watch this and you haven't yet, I am literally not spoiling anything. They will tell you immediately this stuff.
Yeah, no, it's in the beginning of the movie. You know,
It's post-apocalyptic
like
world.
the only secret they keep about the Rippers is that they're kangaroos.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like the reveal.
And again, if you've seen pictures of the box, it's. I mean, you knew this
Yeah.
going in. Like, and again, the meme of the movie is iced tea, right? Like, I mean, you see that picture all the
Kanga tea.
time. Yeah, and so like younger people who don't even know that they've seen this have seen reference to this because they've probably seen
Yeah, they've
that
seen
picture
that
of
picture
iced
of
tea.
him as a kangaroo.
It floats around. You know that one where you can clearly see the eyebrow ring and everything. You can see how his gangsta
Hey man, he
kangaroo
pulls it
is.
off, man.
But yeah, so this movie has a bit of a thing for the kangaroos, but like I said though, everything else is just told to you right away. The world we're in and all
Yep,
that
just
stuff.
A little narration
yeah.
from Tank Girl, like, hey,
So-
this is what happened.
So yeah, I'm not giving anything away. But yeah, this movie it's got a lot of fun, just information attached to it. You know, like sometimes we do these, and I do the research before we get here to like just so that way we've got a little bit of behind the scenes information to say, right? And
Yeah.
normally I'll read a bunch of it and I'm like, well, I don't care.
That's
This
a
time I
lot.
read a bunch of it and I was like, man, I'm giddy. I love
like,
this
is
stuff.
fascinating.
This is so cool.
You love shit like that.
Yes, and so like again, I love the soundtracks and the music and all that stuff. This was going to be I think a Green Day heavier. I don't know if it was going to be more than one Green Day song, but there was going to be certainly like it was going to be like a feature Green Day movie, right? They were going to feature some song by them. They couldn't. They started off, they had an agreement, they were going to do it. They made the agreement before the album Dookie, their third studio album, which again is the reason why you know their name today.
Name the first two.
Oh,
Oh, that wasn't a challenge for you. That was
I
for
was
everybody
like-
else. I know you can.
I was like, oh,
That was a challenge for the people.
Okay.
Like, how dare you? If you're a real fan, you'll know the first two.
yeah. So it was one of those things where that album dropped and they got stupid famous, stupid quick, thanks to like MTV circulation and stuff, and then it was just one of those things where they couldn't afford them anymore.
It's like,
by
nope,
the time the
they're-
movie would
by
have
the
been
movie would
released,
have been released, yeah.
when it actually came time to pay them because it was going to be on the screens.
The entire movie's profits would have went to Green Day.
Now that being said, I love this soundtrack.
No, the soundtrack's dope.
They still picked some absolute bangers. This is like 90s alternative, like
rock.
monster
Yeah, it's awesome.
tracks. It's so good.
And a little iced tea thrown
and
in the
yeah,
middle.
there's one
I like it. As soon as it starts, I'm just like, yo, this is cool.
The scene that they used it for was perfect. I will
Right.
definitely say that. We'll definitely name drop that again when we get there. The scene where it starts playing in the background. I guess that's all we really need to say. We'll get into like who's behind this movie, both like the camera and then like
the director.
and stuff. So the director is Rachel Talalay. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but Talallay. Her other big movie that she's done, which was her debut to directing, was Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. Great movie. Love that one. It's good.
What in the What, the last one?
Well, no. But again, it's a good one. It's not a
Yeah.
bad one.
Well,
Well,
no,
I
no.
like all of them.
I was
So
gonna say,
guess
I like all of them. None of them are
I'm maybe
bad.
not the best one to give judgment on any of them because I'm
Yeah.
not going to tell you any of them are bad.
No, I'm gonna sit here and be like, no, just sit and watch it, marathon that shit.
Yeah, it's all great. The only other thing of note that she has really done are superhero related TV shows. She's directed lots of them. I mean,
Like-
if you're a CW fan of
So,
their
like
like
Arrow,
superheroes,
Flash.
yeah, she's done some of all of it,
All
like
that
you know,
shit.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, all of those. Superman, whatever their
I
Superman was.
Didn't they do Supergirl? Or was
Yes,
that on
she's on Supergirl
Alright,
episodes. Yeah,
yeah.
I can't. I mean, like, again, like I didn't even
There's a
like write them
huge-
all down.
She likes comic books.
Yeah,
This lady.
she did a lot of these things. Yeah, it's really good, and not even just those. Like she did some other network stuff too, but those are the big ones she did. Doom Patrol, AMC one. You know
Oh,
what I'm
I
talking
didn't even
about?
know that was a thing.
Yeah, you didn't. That's
No.
what kickstarted Brendan Fraser. The reason why he's in Hollywood again is because of that show.
Oh shit.
Even though he's not physically in it, you don't see him. He's voice acting Robot Man, which is this really clunky, rusted looking robot.
Oh hell
Person.
yeah! I'm gonna have to go find that.
Yeah, I think it ran for like 2 or 3 seasons. Beast Boy is a character in it, maybe
Nice.
because he was a Doom Patrol
Patroller.
Yeah,
Patrollee.
when that's what he did when he graduated Teen Titans, as he went to the
Oh,
Doom Patrol.
nice.
Throwing a little bit of comic book
Some
this comic
super
book
nerd
movie.
knowledge
Yeah,
on
like
you.
well, I mean, it's adjacent to what we're. I mean, this is a comic book
Yeah, it's
movie.
a comic book movie.
And so it's adjacent. I mean,
Go nuts, man. Full nerd.
not too crazy here. But yeah, so again, what's great is she did a bunch of comic book stuff after this, right? So she has earned her comic bookdom.
Our herald lady of comic books.
And then our writers are Alan Martin and Jamie Hewlett. They are the writers of the comic book. There was
who better to write the movie?
There was a third
right?
person. I didn't get his name, and I'm pretty sure he was probably like the touch. Like
Yeah,
he knows how to
he
do
went
it for
and touched
studio.
up the,
So he knows how to do it for studio.
punched up.
Yeah, well, and
the
does it for
script,
like
right?
yeah.
Probably a dialogue guy.
Maybe something. Well, I don't know if they're doing comic books. They know
Oh,
to
yeah,
do
that's fair,
dialogue.
probably.
That's 90% dialogue.
Right? Story structure, I guess.
Yeah, maybe I don't know, but yeah. So but it is our actual writing team behind the movie. Now, unfortunately, while doing some research, I found out, and this is what happens. I love this movie, and sometimes I only superficially know the movie, right? Like I've seen it 100,000
Yeah.
times, but again, like we've said before, we're not technically like you hear us tell you some of this information. We're not like I know actors and stuff. Like I am that person because I love trivia like that.
I am the worst with names.
But I'm not the person who normally knows a lot of these like behind the scenes facts about a movie unless it's like a truly like a
Yeah,
movie.
like one
Like
you're like,
Hackers, I knew a bunch before I went in. This one I've seen 100,000 times. It's not one of those movies that speaks to me like that, so I didn't know some of this stuff. And so I did learn that unfortunately there is a bad sour connection to our writers here. They made this movie and they ran into some issues with the production and movie company with how they edited things, how they wanted to do things. They bait and switched them
the
essentially.
fucking
Like
suits
they were
came
like, you get to
in.
make the movie that you want to make, and then they were like, no, but we want to do this different, and we want you to do this, and we
Yeah.
don't like this, and we want to do
Some
that.
executive
Blah,
in
blah, blah,
there
blah, blah.
fucking just meddling with
Yeah.
shit.
Uh,
Because he had to seem important, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, he shouldn't have the job.
And so specifically one of the things that they had to do that they didn't appreciate, even though this is outrageous, because if you ask me, it's one of the reasons this is like a cult movie, because it's like one of the dopest things in the movie. Well, not dopest, but I mean, it's one of the things I love
Yeah.
about this because it sets it apart
It's one of
from
the
other
cool things.
comic book movies is that there are lots of transition points where it's just like it's just art, right? It's
Yeah,
not
comic book
moving.
art
Yeah,
and
it's
shit.
just the scene, right? But sometimes we get these ones that are fully animated, right? Like whether
Which-
it
yeah,
just be
it's
like a
fucking cool as shit.
swinging across the screen, or it be some other like a full animated moment, but it still looks like the comic book, which is what's dope. It's a fully animated, like literally
Comic book
page
panel.
from the
yeah,
comic
it's
book.
awesome.
The writers literally, those were scripted. Those were supposed to be shot.
They're supposed to
weren't
all
and
be
so
live
the-
action
like that,
shots.
Those were like them scrambling to make sure that
They were
the
in
scene
there.
they wanted.
I love the
was still in the
redirect
movie.
though. Just be like, we can't film it. Fuck it, we'll draw it.
Well, and the thing is, like, maybe even the reason we get the transition scenes the way they are is because they knew they had to do that, so they went back and
so
said,
it
"Let's
wouldn't
do
be
this,"
as
right?
jarring.
And so again, whether they like it or not, they need to understand it is like for me
I
personally,
think it's awesome.
I love it.
I get that they didn't want to
They
do
didn't
it
want
that
to,
way,
and I
but
understand.
it worked out in the
Yeah,
end,
and I
right?
understand like for them, they're not necessarily saying like they hate the movie. They're more saying like I hate the
Yeah,
process and what I had to, the
dealing with
bullshit of dealing with
the
it.
fucking network and
As a fan,
shit.
this this was dope. I loved it.
It's so cool. I love
I
it.
wish more modern comic book movies
Would do shit
took
like
took a
this
lot of cues from this, right? Like both in
because
that
it's a comic
we don't
book.
need to take it too seriously.
It doesn't have to be a Looney Tunes cartoon, but we understand it's a comic book,
Yeah.
and you can kind of bend
Well, like
the rules a bit.
Like I've already mentioned, like this one does the thing where it just tells us the info dump.
Yeah.
More comic book movies should do that,
They
right?
really
Like
should.
if the bigger the hero, the less we need you to rehash their intro for us.
I don't need to see fucking Batman's origin again.
Yeah,
I get it.
if
we
we,
know his parents were killed.
Exactly, and we're going to be rebooting that character again soon because Ben Affleck left him, right? So
Yeah.
again, it means there's going to be a new live action one. That's just how it works, right? We know that like literally right now, James Gunn is working on right now as of when we recorded. I want to make sure
As of recording this episode,
in case you come back like a year from now,
Hello, future
when
people.
we were recorded this, he is working on the new Superman. I hope to God he doesn't rehash. We know he came from
Yes.
Krypton. We know he was shot out of a rocket.
Yes.
The only reason we need to hear anything about his origin is if you are going to give us something that's slightly different from the normal, right? But if you are giving us like you want this to actually be the one we know and there's no difference, you don't need to tell me.
just get to the
If you're
fucking
giving me-
get to the crisis.
If you're giving me John and Martha on a farm, I don't need that.
No,
I know that
we
story.
can start at the Daily Planet. Like 90% of the fucking episodes of Superman,
Any show.
Lois and Clark.
Lois and
Right?
Clark, Smallville never gets us there because it was like, hey, let's focus on that time I don't fucking care about.
Let's see him be a pubescent high schooler.
Don't get me wrong, I love Smallville,
I
but
never watched it.
It's
I
pretty
keep
good.
needing to.
You should. It's pretty good. They do a lot of really fun stuff. That being said, it is technically focused on my least favorite part.
Even more proof of why we don't need to do it. We had a TV show that did like
it
10
did it.
seasons.
10.
It's been fleshed out.
We don't need you to tell us anymore. I know this origin. I got it. I got it down. I got it down bad. I got it. You leave it alone. But yeah, more in general, more comic book movies, I think,
should do
would
this.
benefit from
Yeah,
that.
they should. Trust your audience.
Well, and again, the newest Tom Holland Spider-Man, those movies, they did that. We didn't see Uncle Ben. We didn't see him get bit by the radioactive spider.
Because we already know.
We know that story. Let's get off of superheroes. I think I have proven.
Hey,
I will.
Girl is a superhero.
It is, but I proven that I can't take a little bit. I'm gonna take too much. You know what I mean? Like you give me an inch, I'm taking a mile.
This is our 20 minutes on just comic books in general.
But so yeah, we'll move a little bit further. We'll go ahead and get into our actual cast, which I think is good. So like I already mentioned, Rachel Talalay, who is the person who directed it, and she liked superhero movies. She had been given this comic book by her daughter or stepdaughter or some child in her life who had read the comic book.
Shouldn't have been reading it.
Well,
really.
I don't mean child as in like they were a child. They could have been a teenager.
I
or
hope
something.
so. Like some
I'm sure
10-year-old
they
girl
were
reading
because
Tank
this would have
Girl.
been like this wasn't mainstream comic. This would have been something.
There's some dirty shit in them comics.
Oh, this one 100%. But so again, I'm not saying that they were a child. I just mean like a younger individual in her life.
family member.
Yes,
there we go.
Presented her with the comic book. She read it. She loved it. She pitched it. She wanted to get it done. She finally found people that wanted to make it, and then she wanted to get someone to star as Tank Girl, our lead, Becca.
Yep.
She immediately reached out to Lori Petty
because
she knew Lori Petty.
Who better?
Well, because she knew Lori Petty, and she was like, "This is just you in real life."
Right.
And literally, when Lori Petty read the pitch papers that she had gotten, one of the things that was included was like one of the drawings from the comic book of the character, and she even said that she got to that page and she goes, "This is literally just me."
What fucking better way to get a job, right? Like, oh shit, well, you see, you have to cast me because I'm already in the comic book. See me right here?
Again, it's not literally, but it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
no, it does. It looks just like her.
Well, and in Hollywood, she lived. I mean, she was just she was like that crazy kind of person.
Wacky.
She's a crazy, she does. And so
eccentric, free spirit.
And so
I love Lori Petty.
Again, people just associated that kind of thing with her, and it is now one of the movies. Like, if you say Lori Petty, people think Tank Girl.
Yeah,
it's is synonymous.
I immediately go to that episode of Voyager, but I'm a nerd.
All right, to each their own.
Yeah, I mean, she was good in it.
Lori Petty is our main character. I already said Tank Girl / technically it's Becca, right? Like Rebecca.
Her name is Rebecca.
She goes by. You never hear Rebecca except for the very first time, right? Like after that's always Becca.
Yeah.
Or Tank Girl.
I just called her Tank.
Yeah, well, I mean, TG.
Yep, TG.
You know, again, we all if we say Tank Girl, you guys know who we're talking about.
It's the one with
it
the
is
fucking
what it
tank,
is, right? Like it is what it is. Our next main character, then perfectly segueing, is Jet
with 2 T's.
Jet.
Yeah.
She is also Jet Girl.
Yeah.
So again, like we have Tank Girl, we have Jet Girl. In the comic books, that's what they are known as: Tank Girl, Jet Girl. If you go to IMDb, Tank Girl, Jet Girl, that's their names. So that way we can establish this. Nothing fancy.
Right.
They're not asking you to make any kind of crazy leaps here. Okay? You know who we're talking about.
It's easy to follow.
Exactly.
The one in the tank is Jet Girl, right?
Yeah. Jet Girl is played by Naomi Watts.
Right?
Super fucking famous.
How old is she in this movie?
This is
like
early.
16.
No, but it's super early. It's because she's one of the people that's always look crazy
really
fucking young. And so because she's like the same age as Nicole Kidman. Like they were friends.
Wow, really?
Yeah, they were like friends growing up or some shit.
That makes me feel a little better about, well, it's not good, but at least she's over it. Never mind.
Well, I mean, at no point was she in this movie and never not legal.
Okay, it makes me feel better.
And at no point would you be dirty for it because you were a child when she...
Yeah, when does this come out? Like
95.
95? Yeah, I was like 7.
Yeah, so again, it's okay. No matter how you...
I was allowed to think she was cute. I was just making sure it was okay.
No matter how you slice that Wonder Bread, it's all right to eat, man. I promise.
All right. Sweet. Hooray, I'm not a pedo.
Yeah. But yeah, this is an early role for her. I think I read she tried out 9 different times.
Wow,
like she
really?
was really trying to get this role. Yeah.
Why would you need her to try out that many times? She was so good.
I have no idea. It's one of those facts, man. It's one of those things I saw. I can't believe it either.
Who else did they have up for this thing?
I have I didn't do that deep of a dive. And plus, you can't trust those when you find them because it's not usually the people that are actually up for it. It's just like everybody they sent out a feeler for, which doesn't actually mean they were thinking about the person.
We called their agent. We never
just
heard
to
back,
see,
right?
which again they do that they send out tons of those because you always want to send it out just in case.
One guy sent the script back smeared with poop, and we took that as a no.
Hey, still had to try, right? Still had to try. Moving on from Jet Girl, Naomi Watts, Jet Girl. I'll pause sometimes because I want you to understand how silly it is that her name is Jet, and they call her Jet Girl.
Yeah,
Jet
Girl.
Yeah, Jet Girl. Moving on from her though, the first one we'll mention is Malcolm McDowell because he is both a big actor and a big role. We've already talked about him before. You guys will remember.
He's been on the show before.
Well, and not only has he been on before, it was another post-apocalyptic dystopian future movie.
Yeah. Clockwork Orange.
That's right.
Watch at your own risk.
This is an era of this is the Malcolm McDowell
Yeah,
right?
I love this Malcolm McDowell.
He looks like what you think of when you think the name Malcolm McDowell. Yeah,
he's got the white, short,
the super whitish,
white blondish hair.
Yeah, looks like Steve Martin color, right? Like it's that kind of white. It's like it's silver white. It's
half the movies in it's spiky.
Again, I love this era Malcolm. Well, again, this is still what he looks like. He kept this look forever.
I love this guy. He just does movies he thinks is fun. Well, that's why he ends up in movies like this.
Yes. Well, he himself said this was a blast to work on.
Awesome.
Which is great to hear, right? You love
it. Is. I was disappointed he didn't like working on Star Trek.
Yeah. It's not for everybody.
That was production.
Yeah. And it's just not for everybody too.
Him and the director had
and sometimes people think it's going to be a lot of fun, but they hate memorizing the technobabble and shit. Like they think it's going to be great and then they realize like, holy shit, but they really do care that you say it the way it's written.
Yeah, that was the problem. The director was
super strict about
it. You have to say this.
Well, but that's Star Trek, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Dude. You can go listen to any Star Trek
because we as a fandom are the type of fandom we are.
Yeah, we are. We're dicks.
So the director is only trying to make sure he's not getting chewed out by fans who are like that guy.
That is not how a warp core works.
Yeah, so
you have to say it like this.
I don't know who I feel is wrong in this situation. Nobody. It's just a sticky situation. right?
If Patrick Stewart can suck it up and do it, then he could have.
Yeah, but he got to be the guy everybody loved.
It's true.
It makes it different.
He's a bad
when you're
guy.
not just the alien. When you're not the alien of the week.
That's fair. And it's been fucking 30 years, and he does kill Captain Kirk at the end of the movie, so kind of fuck him.
Yeah, it's okay. But yeah, so we'll move on from Malcolm McDowell. We love Malcolm McDowell. Obviously, everybody knows him. Again, he's not one of those people we need to spend a lot of time talking about. The next person that I'll mention is what I would say is, again, like we've already name dropped this and everything. He's our next most famous person in the movie. Yeah, it's Ice-T.
Biggest name, Ice-T.
Ice-T himself.
Fucking Law and Order for fucking ever.
Yeah, forever. Again, he does music.
He used to be a rapper back in the day. Yeah. It's been a long time, remember?
Yeah. So I mean, he's got a claim to fame. This movie extra funny because this was a pre-Law and Order, right?
So this is when he was just starting
the cop
to get into
joke
acting.
Extra funny.
Yeah, because he becomes a cop later.
Yes. It is funny on a lot of layers because he used to rap about shooting cops,
and then
because he's famous for doing the cop killer. Yeah. So then he did this where he was like making fun of saying he's a cop, right? Like that was totally a joke for this. And then a couple years later, he literally started playing a cop,
and then TV. Was one for like the next 20 years.
Still is, I think. I think that show's
still
running.
Going?
I don't know if he's still on it. That show is definitely still running.
Oh, he's definitely still on it if that show's there.
An easy paycheck. I'm not going to
fuck yeah, dude, get that money.
As long as they let you. As long as they're
not
they
like keep bringing me back. Yeah, I'm not going to argue.
I wouldn't either. But yeah, so he is one of our rippers. Oh man, I've got it in my notes later, guys. I'll say it whenever I see it. But it's like T something. It's not T-Pain. It's not
T-Pain. T-Stain.
But it is T something.
T-Money.
No, because again, T-Pain and T-Money are real T's.
Those are real people. I can't use that.
T-Saint. Told you.
Then shouldn't he have been morphed from a priest?
I don't know, but yeah. So his name is T-Saint. That's Ice-T. Again, how funny. Ice-T. T-Saint. They leaned into this so hard. And again, it's a meme. You've seen the picture. You know what he looks like as the kangaroo. That is one of the things that they did different for the movie than the comic book. In the comic book, these are very kangaroo looking.
Yeah. Like at the end things. Of the movie.
Yeah, well, you see it. Yeah, the actual cartoon. Yeah. That cartoon is what it looked like in the comic book. It's very
kangaroo-y.
These are very human faces, and it's the director, and I agree with her. It's because she wanted them to be able to use real emotion and not be like Ninja Turtle costumes, right? That way you can actually see their faces
and shit. Yeah. Shout out to Stan Winston's team.
Yeah. So again, I agree that that was the right choice for this.
Oh, definitely.
Worked out perfectly.
I liked that you could recognize facial features.
Yes,
it is very clearly.
Well, and you could tell when he was angry.
Yeah.
Although he was always angry.
Always angry. He's the mean one.
You could tell when he was angry-er, right? Like, let's put it that way. Like, it was that good. Like, you could really see it.
The only time in the movie when he's not angry is when Chet goes off of him, like toward the end of it, and he's just like, all right, damn.
So other than Ice-T, though, we do have a couple of other memorable rippers here. We've got I'll go ahead and say him first, even though he has no speaking lines. Just because for us,
he should be.
For us, the connection is
marquee,
bigger.
Dude, top of the line, right?
We have just recently talked about him in our anniversary a little while ago. Doug Jones.
We love Doug Jones.
Doug Jones, you can, if you want to spot him, again, he's got no speaking lines. He's one of the rippers, so he's one of the kangaroo people. Look in the background of some of the scenes when you see all of them together. You'll see one of them is like Poindexter kangaroo, like
right, like the nerdy one,
button-up shirt. He's got the pocket protectors, suspenders on, maybe glasses, right?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's got glasses. That is Doug Jones, 100%. Because when you know what Doug Jones looks like,
oh, yep,
you can see the body frame, lanky. Yeah, you know the body frame. You're like, yep, that's him.
Gaunt face.
Yeah. Now again, this is early on in his career. This was him in the background.
This is before important. Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh yeah. Way before.
Labyrinth.
Way before. This is way before that, dude. This is same year as Hocus Pocus, maybe.
No, that was 93. This is
so this is after Hocus Pocus.
Years after.
But so you get what I'm saying?
He's just starting.
This is like you don't know him at all. He's just because again, most of the time we were kids.
Yeah, and he was monster of the week, right?
Yeah,
he's the ultimate monster man.
So that's what I'm saying. Like this is early. This is some early stuff.
Love Doug Jones.
Yeah, but you can see him. You can clearly tell it's him. now we'll get on to our other named kangaroos. Just again, I wanted to shout out Doug Jones
because
first.
we love him.
I wanted to shout him out first. So for our named rippers, we also before I do named rippers, I have one other real person I wanted to mention. I'm sorry, Sam, because it's our only
the little girl,
like main character we see multiple times.
Just some wild ass hair.
Yeah, she is played by Stacey Lynn Ramsauer. Don't worry about that name; you'll never hear it again. She was only in this and like 3 other movies, all around the same time. That's gonna be the The Babysitters Club, and some other movie. The Quick and the Dead, which I love that movie. It's an Old West Leonardo
I love
DiCaprio.
that movie too. Who's she?
She's the flashback version of the main character.
Oh yeah, that's right.
When she watches her daddy get shot.
When she watches her dad get killed.
Yeah.
We need to do that movie.
It's a good one.
I love that.
That's got to go out. But yeah, it's a good one. But yeah, so again, those are like the only things she's done. So you don't need to memorize that name. But I just feel it's unfair for the fact that she gets screen time like she does for us not to say her name.
You gotta throw her in because she's important.
It's the reason we started doing directors and writers. We started feeling bad about not at least saying their name.
Giving them the credit they deserve.
Yeah, regardless of if we know other things of theirs or not. It just feels fair to say their names in this thing. Right.
Credit where credit's due, even if I don't like some of them.
Okay, so now I will move on to our other kangaroo rippers here. The next one being Reg E. Cathy. He plays DT, our smooth Jack Kerouac reincarnation.
Plays a smooth sax.
Yes. That is... He, like I said, Reggie Cathy, he is one of those guys, right? Like if we've talked, you guys know us, those guys. He's someone who's always in the background, but you've seen him. And again, like
every time
there's
see
always
him,
at
like
least
you.
Well, and there's always at least one that we can all go to. And so like the go-to one for this guy is the movie Airheads. If you've ever seen Airheads, that's Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, Adam Sandler, in a very off character, Adam Sandler.
He spends like 30 minutes of the movie naked.
Yeah, half naked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, in that movie, there's a he's the R&B radio host, I do believe.
He's the smooth, he's like the smooth R&B
guy. He
guy.
wears the dashiki and stuff. That is our guy. That's our dude here. And again, he's done a lot of stuff. I swear
he's good at doing the smooth fucking.
Well, he's also
shit.
done a lot of angry stuff too. I've seen things where he's rocking like the Malcolm X style glasses and being like an angry militant type of person too. Yeah, he does both of those really well. Those are the type of things I see him in the most, are those two type of characters. On top of that, we also have, and again, almost every Ripper is just those guys. Like I said, Doug Jones at the for the time was like those guy because he was just someone in the background that if you knew character work like that,
rarely had lines. He's just there.
You know him. This guy was a those guy. Our next one, Booga. Booga is a those guy. Booga is played by Jeff Kober. He is one who I know specifically. You will know him from. Well, he's in a lot of Star Trek, but he's like random alien. It would take me too long to try to convince you know him by the different aliens.
Put some shit on his face.
Yeah. Now, well, I mean, he does. It shows that he would be the guy okay with that, right?
Right.
No, he is also in Buffy, which again, me and you both have a long history of watching a lot of Buffy. So he is 2 different characters, and not many people do that.
No, usually it's
a
just
one and
done.
So you pop in, you do your part, you go away. So originally, his first character that he played on Buffy was a smaller one episode, one and done, off, never see him again, and that was Kralik. This is the guy. It's the serial killer vampire the Watchers used when they
gave Buffy her test.
Yeah,
when they injected her with
weakened her and then
she
threw her in
lost
the
her
house.
powers and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. That guy.
It's a dick thing to do.
And then he was also in the last, or not the last, or yeah, the second to last. Whenever Evil Willow. He's the reason we had Evil Willow. He's the one that was selling her magic. Rack.
Oh, he had her up on this.
Yeah, that
up
guy
on the ceiling. He's like
yeah.
My strawberry. He's all creepy. Yeah,
that guy.
He's the same
That's
guy.
Booga.
He's way better in this movie.
Yeah, no, I love the surfer vibe. That's another character he plays. It's kind of like the sweet.
I didn't like creepy sex offender fucking wizard guy in Buffy. That wasn't very good.
But again, like I said, he's also been in a lot of Star Trek. But again, it would have taken me too long to like tell you like which alien he was.
He's been in, I know, Voyager at least a couple of
times.
times.
Yeah, no, yeah. Again, that's he
as
does
alien is the alien of the week,
and that's the best part for a guy like that, like because you can put him under the makeup.
Yeah, you just put new makeup on him, you never know.
And he does it really well. Again, he did this really great.
Character actor.
Yeah, I love Booga.
Very
Booga's
good
really
character actor.
The last person I want to mention is a special appearance only. You know who I'm going to say, right? Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop.
Iggy Pop.
As a
pedo.
As a pedo.
Yeah. Totally. Now,
I don't know if I'd have took that role.
I guess, dude, you know what Iggy Pop looks like, though. And
yeah.
Iggy Pop knows what Iggy Pop looks like.
Know what he looks like.
He's not stupid. He understands why they would want a guy that looks like him.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah,
I get it. I look like a creepy pedophile. I'll take the 30 grand or whatever for this role.
I'll totally do that. All right, I think that is good. That's everybody that that's everybody I could find that we really wanted to,
shit about?
Need to, might want to say something about. So we can go ahead and get into the movie. I've already mentioned the soundtrack. The intro is one of my favorites because it is the last little piece of trivia that I want to drop, and it's great that it's the intro song because I love to talk about the intro song anyway. Sets up the vibe, and so our intro song is very special because in the mid 90s you would have heard this song on the radio, but you wouldn't have heard this version of the song. So this is "Grrrl You Want." That's "Grrrl," the letter U, want. It's a Soundgarden track. You would have heard Soundgarden kicking it off. Would have sounded pretty close to this one. But Soundgarden did this it's a cover of a Devo. You know, You Can Whip It.
Yeah, those guys.
Whip it good. Devo. Yes. Devo.
Devo.
Can't stress this enough.
Yeah.
Weird hats.
Motherfucking Devo.
They had recorded this song in the 80s, 1980 even maybe. Like, I mean, it was a way back track of theirs. And so Soundgarden did the cover in the 90s. They wanted, much like they wanted Green Day, and they lost out.
Yeah, they wanted
the Soundgarden one, right?
They couldn't afford it.
Yeah. And they were probably already butthurt
about Green Day. Like,
and so they're like, we got to do something. This is how, again, I didn't find, there's no information other than just the fact that they did this. But in my head, it played out kind of like this. Like, they found this out and they were like, well, what can we do? We want that track. And they called up Devo and they're like, what, can you guys help us? So Devo, being the kind people that they were like, oh, I mean, it is our track.
It's our fucking song.
So you like that one? You like the way they did it?
We'll cover it.
We'll
cover their cover of our cover.
We'll record it with their instrumentation, their style. Because again, they did it themselves. Yeah. It's not even like they played the instruments and they played it that way themselves to give the movie.
I think their version's better than the Soundgarden one.
And so there are now, if you go to look up that song, if you go to look up "Grrrl You Want," you have a 1 in 3 chance of finding the one we're talking about. Even if you find Devo, you have a 1 in 2 chance of finding the right one. It's such a fun little.
The Soundgarden one's the hardest one to find at this point.
It's such a fun little trivia thing because it's great that they did that. Again, I love Devo. Remember, they were here for Spirit of '76. They did the cameo in the beginning. I love Devo. We should all appreciate them. They are cool. They are cool
fucking people. They're nerds like we are.
Yeah, they do stuff like this.
They would happily go to a fucking convention with you.
Oh, I'm sure.
And hang out.
I bet you they used to do conventions.
I bet
There's no way they didn't, dude. Doing the kind of movies they did, they had to. They had to. All right. But again, so it's a nice, perfect, heavy, alternative-ish like 90s track, right? To start us off with. It's great.
With the comic book fucking
that's what I was gonna say. So the intro is almost all just actual stills. It's not like animated.
Yeah.
There's one or two, like the rocket ship. That goes by.
Cool.
But yeah, for the most part, it's all still frame images, but it's all actual scenes from the comic book. Dope. It's great. Helps you get introduced to the character, the vibe a little bit of what you're going into here. I love the feel of it. I do understand that maybe if you're epileptic,
yeah, it might fuck with you a little bit. Bunch of flashing lights because
they do come through pretty fast.
Flash through real quick.
That being said, I absolutely adore it. And we go straight from those into a long shot of Lori Petty, right?
Right,
And
just
she's
riding
voiceovering, riding
yeah.
a water buffalo. The choice of
2033, right?
well, before we even get there, I want to say this: the choice of water buffalo for the fact
There
of
being
this
no water
is insane. But yeah, so she gives us the voiceover 2033. So we're far
We're
in the
getting
future.
close. We're
Yeah,
getting close.
I mean, at the time,
and when the movie came out, this was far in the future. Now we're like, oh shit,
9
this
years.
might
It's
happen.
less than a decade
that
away.
might happen. Oh god.
But yeah, so this is a comet has hit the planet. It's wiped out most of the water
life and shit.
Yeah,
Everybody's
tons of people are dead.
everything's
As she
just a
says,
desert.
celebrities are gone. The tone and vibe of this is so great. Like
Now
the way
we got to
she is,
do
the
like
things
20
she
to
says.
20 people to one bathtub, so it's not all bad.
It's not all bad. Yeah, it's so good. She's so funny too. But yeah, so she gives us everything. She tells us about the Rippers. She tells us about what's going on.
Just sets up the world in
the
like
water
fucking,
and power.
Yeah,
which
they
is
they
they're
control
the evil,
all the water and power, obviously.
hence the name. Well, really, it's just that they control water, right? She said it's the reason it's power is because they have the power because they control the water.
Yeah,
That's what she told us. But yeah, whether that's right or not, I have no clue. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Sure, we'll go with it.
It does. It's set up for us. She sets up all of us. All this information is beautiful. It's perfect. It's what we need to know what's going on.
Right.
She even tells us like really crazy specifics. Like when she tells us about the Rippers, again, we don't find out the kangaroos until that's the one. That's the only one that's saved for a little bit later.
She full on is like they're
But
mutant super soldiers creature things.
Well, even told us created by Johnny
Prophet.
Prophet. And then the cartoon shows us that he's a doctor because we see his
Dr. Prophet.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they gave us so much information in the beginning. I love it. It's exactly what you need.
I understand the world I'm in now.
And
Let's continue.
and that's exactly what they do.
Yep.
They go straight from that into the craziest fucking day. They were like, okay, you know the world, here's the day. And she's just riding through and she's like, it's my boyfriend's birthday. I'm trying to find him something. Then she strolls on to the Rippers. This is when
the Ripper remains.
This is when she technically gives us the Ripper information. But again, it was all set up to be part of that narration in the background in her head. Yeah. And so she stumbles on this and what did she steal from them?
She took the
boots. That's right, the boots.
And a jug of water.
Yeah. Not the weapon.
Not the weapon.
She picked it up. She played with it.
I guess
she put it back down.
I guess there's like a running joke through the movie that
their weapons are
kind of crap. I think because it keeps jamming on her every time she tries to use one.
I think that's definitely what it's implying, and not worth trying to fix up like the ones that she has. But yeah, so she's riding through on her water buffalo again.
I love it.
Fucking
it's got like the goggles and shit.
And I love
so
when
like, we
even went past the very first joke of the movie, which is where she says,
I'm the one in the mask.
I'm the one in the mask. Not that one, the other one with the mask, because she's got a mask on the water buffalo.
Yeah, because there's lots of sand. You don't want your water buffalo to breathe in the sand.
Again, it's so funny and so off the wall.
It's quirky.
So it's so good. I love this. Let's see. So once she ran into the Rippers, like we said, that she'd already told us all the information, but that's after we see the Ripper ripped up
carnage.
WP.
It's like a pilot.
I want to say that too. I think it's very weird that they say water and power, but then they call it WP. I'm like, can we say W and P? I feel weird saying WP.
WP.
I feel like that should be like Washington Pierce. Right? Like, I mean, it should be a name of some sort. You get what I'm saying?
W.P. Schultz.
Right? Like, or, like HP sauce is WP sauce. You know what I mean? Like, it feels weird. I feel like we should be W and P, so that way people understand it's water and power.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the Australian influence.
Power and water. Let's switch it up.
Because, again, there is a very strong Australian influence in the movie.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where it came. Yeah, maybe that's where it came from. Well, and again, we got Naomi Watts. There's a couple of the random troops are Australian when you hear them talking.
Was it filmed in New Zealand?
Probably something like that. I'm sure there's a reason for this.
Tax break.
But yeah, maybe it is something in the books. I don't know. I don't know enough to know. I guess the kangaroos come from the book, so maybe that is where it's at in the books. Maybe
could be.
Either way, when she sees the water and power stuff, they use that as a perfect time in the movie to segue us over to meeting our bad guy at the water and power plant. You don't see anything. It's Malcolm McDowell. Kesley?
Kesley?
This is such a weird name.
I couldn't catch it.
It's Kesley. Oh,
Is
it's
it?
Kesley.
Okay, every time I watched it, I couldn't catch it.
Kesllee.
Wow, what a
Kesley.
weird name. I just called him McDowell in
Yeah.
my notes.
But so we zoom in on him inside this like solid black office, dude. What was this? It was so weird
That's
looking. Everything's dark around him. The only until we see the zoom out shot from him, the only thing that's not black is literally the white part of his collar, right? And then finally we see the henchmen, and the henchmen are just wearing gray. I was like, God damn, can we have some kind of color here?
No, you don't know if they're evil unless they wear black and gray.
But we see him, he's drinking not just drinking water.
It's in a champagne glass, dude. Shit. Water's precious, I guess. This is the good quality water, right?
Yeah. Oh no, that's what she stole water from the dude too.
Yeah, she
out
did.
in the desert. Yeah. Well, I don't know. She didn't steal it. She drank it down, right?
Yeah,
she chugged it down through
She's
the
like,
bottle.
shit, yeah, I found water.
Like you would. I'm not taking this back home. I don't want to share. Yeah. So Malcolm McDowell, Kesley. We see Kesley in his office. He's having a meeting with his. I guess his
chiefs of staff, I guess.
Well, they're different. This is like his army, right?
Yeah.
The Water and Power is definitely a military
organization.
because he calls their captains and sergeants.
Captain Devereaux.
Sergeant Slow is the guy who replaces him here in a minute.
Sergeant Perv.
Yeah. So we get it. You know, they are his army. He tells the guy, like the captain. He tells him, he's like, stand up. Give me a report. What's going on? The guy's like, I mean, we're doing really good.
We just have this one little
sector,
little bit.
this tiny
as
sector.
Soon as we're done
that
dealing
one right
with
there.
The rippers,
it just happens to be standing right by the glass map. Why do you have glass maps?
So he could do this.
I know. It's exactly. It literally, that's what it is. You can tell because the whole scene plays out like that's why they're glass. Yeah. So he shatters this thing. He's like, this one, like it's the only problem. But what happens is this one falls, and then he walks over to the next one,
and then we're gonna lose that one.
He smashes every glass map that is in this room.
And it's all your fault, Captain. Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, he's like, because you can't handle these rippers, and I'm just like, well, none of you can.
Yeah. And it seems to me he's done a really good job if he's pushed them back into this small, like 2-mile radius. Like he's done a great job.
But if you can't see stuff like that if you're a megalomaniac, dude.
I guess.
All right.
You need to calm his shit down.
He does. Well, and it gets worse because then he proceeds to walk a couple steps away from the guy, looks at him, and he says, "Take your shoes off." Dude doesn't even question it, right?
He's a good soldier.
He says, okay.
Good fucking Marine.
Takes his shoes off, sets them down, then he looks at him, he goes, all right.
Come here.
Walk to me. And they pan down to, in case you forgot.
There's broken glass all over the floor, and a guy does it.
He walks it,
tries his best not to fucking sell it.
He gets arm distance, right, from him. And as soon as he's arm distance, as if to already know you fucked up, dude pulls out the craziest knife. What was this knife?
It's like fat and stubby. It was so weird.
It was like a fan blade.
Yeah.
On a knife. It was
like it was like this wide as your hand, but 2 inches long.
I don't know.
It was super weird.
He pulls this thing out, opens it up, and he's like playing with it, and then he
calls him a fool. He's like, "You're a fool. You should have followed my orders.
Yeah,
you damn sure shouldn't have walked across broken glass.
I would never.
I would have killed me personally."
But then he puts the knife up at some point when
the
we
knife
don't see
just
him,
disappears.
Right, like literally at some point while we're not looking, he like drops it in a pocket while open.
I thought he was gonna stab him. Right?
No, they make you think that he tells the dude all that stuff, and then he puts his arms out to hug him.
Like, it's okay, man. Come here.
And the guy leans in, and I was just like, "You're a moron."
Yep, he's gonna stab you in the gut. You're about to get shanked, right?
And
it's even worse.
It's worse though.
I would much rather get shanked.
Well, and where did this come from?
I don't know.
Did he have? So the knife was in one pocket. Was this thing in the other pocket? And he just like he pulled the old swisheroo.
I guess it's an awful big thing to pull out of your pocket.
So he pulls this thing. We don't know what it is yet. He stabs him.
It's got like 9 needles sticking out of him. He stabs him in the back with it.
And as soon as he stabs him, you see blood in the bottom compartment.
And then it converts all the water out of your body.
It converts it into water up at the top.
Hey,
he
drinks it.
That's what I was gonna say. This dude is a badass, and again, totally insane.
Oh yeah,
because as soon as he makes the water. And we see that that's what this thing does, and it does. It's bones. You see like skin and bones, literally, right?
Completely.
He twists it off. He's got this
It's a cup and everything.
It's a cup of it expands into one of those like expandable cups.
He holds it up. He looks at everybody. They pan down to his feet, and he has also been barefoot this whole time. What the? Literally now I really want to point this out to you. The part that's insane about that is that means that when he looked at the guy and said, "I never would have done that." Talking about walking across the broken glass, he had already been
doing it the whole time.
Walking across broken glass.
And no selling it. Like it didn't bother him. He's got hobbit feet.
He literally looked at the guy and said, "I would never do that," after doing it.
That's why the guy took his shoes off. You know it is, because he's like, well, boss has his shoes. Maybe it's sugar glass, you know?
I don't know. It's so funny when you really stop to think about the scene, though, right? You're just like, what the fuck just happened?
I didn't catch that till the second watch. Yeah. I was like, well, he ain't got fucking shoes on either. What the fuck? What an asshole.
Right.
And then just to be even more of a dick, takes a big swig
of the water.
He's that like, you know is like warm body temperature water.
Whatever. We don't know what kind of tech they got, dude. We don't know.
Auto filtration cooling system. Comes out ice cold. Well, I'd be stabbing everybody in that desert then. I want that ice water.
Yeah. After that, though, we leave them. We cut back to our girl. She's heading home.
Yeah, she's going home to their like
their camp out. Their
weird their shanty shack that
they've out in the.
It seems like they found the top of it and just dug it out from the sand.
Yeah. Well, and then she makes a point to tell us that they're not the type of people that fucking bow down to water and power, right? Like we're not those people.
I mean, we steal their water, but you know, as long as they don't find out about it, fuck them.
And then we go inside this place, and for our second movie in a row, I have to say this is the hideout from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again, right? Like
it totally is.
It's just we got adults this time.
Yeah.
Because again, it's just
I love the fridge. That's the door to the outside.
And the dartboard's got the crazy fucking message and the cool fucking stylized font and stuff. Again, this was just...
I would hang out here.
Yes, like, this was the Ninja Turtles hideout again. Like, I was just like, what is this? How are we just stumbling into this so many times?
Everybody's got such cool fucking hideouts, man. And my room looks like shit. I need these people to come help me, like, rizz up my shit.
While we're here, though, we see that when she mentioned her group, she didn't mean that it is a group like a group of friends. It is literally a group. This is a commune. There are children.
There are kids around.
Her best little friend, Sam, is here. And she sees her, and she's carved this little statue.
It's a ripper, she says.
The other
love
kid,
this shit. You don't know that. No one's ever seen a ripper.
I've never seen your little peanut dick, but I know it exists.
Sick fucking bird. I'm telling.
Yeah, dude. And like this, look at the world we live in. Nobody cares.
Nobody gives a shit.
They're gonna straight look at you and be like, "Are you alive? She didn't stab you."
Yeah. Did she try to kill you or take your water? No, you're fine. She said you have a little dick. That's not the first time it's gonna happen. Get over it.
I think you're all right, kid.
It's the girl's go-to insult. Just get used to it.
I messed up. I did this out of order by a couple of seconds. We should have done that and then the stuff in the office.
Oh. Yeah.
It's not a big deal. I just saw it. Yeah, so then we leave the office and we show up and we see her doing her guard duty, right? She's outside.
Yeah.
Which I think is...
She takes her observation post very seriously.
Well,
she's out there with like scissors looking through them and shit, being goofy.
I want to point out it's very strange that she would be doing guard duty on her boyfriend's birthday. Yeah, like it seems like in this commune, some other people would have been like, "Oh no, you two deserve
do your thing because it's his birthday."
But no, that's where she's at.
The dude with the dreads, he should have been on OP.
Now the other thing I want to mention before we really start talking about the scene and how it plays out is her outfit. This is her Clockwork Orange outfit.
Yeah,
she's literally giving a nice it's a bowler hat.
It's a total
She's wearing some black eyeliner and like literal eyelash.
She looks a
lines.
bit like a Drew.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. It's nice little nod to the fact that we have
Malcolm McDowell's in the movie.
Yeah, I love that. They decided to do that. You had to give one. Again, we're in a post-apocalypse already.
Exactly. It's so close to, and you got him here. You got to throw it out there. Go listen to our Clockwork Orange episode.
Also, while we're out there, we see that she personalizes everything. This is the moment. Like the gun, when we saw her with her pistol earlier, we couldn't have known that was just personalization. For all we knew, this is the future. That's just what it looks. This is the part where we get to see, no, she just does this shit. Because she's got her actual machine gun here that looks, it's all like white and red and like crazy colored paints and stuff on it.
Stuff hanging off of it and stuff.
And you're like, oh,
I want to go.
So now
like
you're like,
that.
oh, the pistol those weren't real.
Yeah,
she just
tricked it out.
She made it look cool.
And
I love this about her.
Standard gun isn't good enough. I have to add doodly bobs.
While she's sitting there on guard duty, Sam shows up. I love this moment, right?
Where
like,
she's acting like she's
she
dead.
pretends. Yeah, she just. Well, I don't even know if it's supposed to be dead, but she definitely just sits there like catatonic.
Yeah, just
right?
not acknowledging
like
her
she's
at all.
disassociated from the world.
Sun rot. She was outside too long.
So she and she finally scares Sam a little bit. They have a nice little laugh. She gives her a present.
She gives her the danger balls, what they called it.
I love this thing too. We don't get to see how cool it is till later.
She's just like dope. She's like, you know how to use it. You gotta be careful with this thing and stuff. She's like, yeah, totally. All right, well, I'll let you have it. You go bring me some food.
Okay. She runs off. We go inside for a second. Boyfriend sees his new boots
he's got
on the
some
bed.
Boots, and he's just like, aw, girl got me some shit.
Cut back outside. Someone's walking up to Becca.
It's the same boots, right?
Yeah.
It's the exact same boots.
So she's just like,
all right.
He came to visit.
I knew you couldn't resist me.
And now we get the craziest,
the sexiest fucking scissors
strip
stuff
thing
ever. What the fuck was it? It was awesome.
Safety scissors too. She takes little kid white and pink safety scissors and starts cutting up her fishnet.
This was awesomely sexy and weird at the same time.
Oh, that's what they were going for.
It was great.
But so she goes through this whole thing and then finally
turns around and sees who it is.
The dude makes a noise. He like clicked his gun.
He cocked his gun.
And it was like, what? Why did you?
She turns around. It's one of those.
She's just like, oh,
WP Spec Ops fucking guys with
you
with this goofiest.
He's got the night vision. He pulls it off, and he's got his face is painted.
It's so fucking fake.
Well, it's even funnier when they cut away from him for a split second after that she sees that it's him and it's not her boyfriend, and you see the rest of them running towards the house, right? Then they cut back to him, and then he's pulled it down, and you see that apparently underneath that Kevlar fucking mask was the thickest fucking mustache I've ever seen in my life.
Porn stash, dude, like 70s style.
Like that had to be uncomfortable underneath how tight that fucking Kevlar was on his face, right?
Itching like a motherfucker. You know,
I was just like, the choices we just made in 30 seconds are wild right here.
But he's a fucking perv. He's like,
well, that's the choice that's worse. He literally made the noise and stopped her and then goes,
all right, keep going.
Now let's do some more. And it's like, dude,
you could just stood there and watch.
Now, the second playthrough, I thought about that, right? The first playthrough, I was just like, you're an idiot. You just could have kept your mouth shut. Second playthrough, I realized they were doing their breach. That she was gonna know.
She would have turned around
know no matter what. He just was like,
it's better I get her now before they breach.
Maybe
the
she
doors.
won't run.
Yeah, I get it.
It took me 2 playthroughs in 2 days.
But
to
then
realize
once you've got her, you shouldn't be a fucking
no.
pervert.
I'm not trying to condone the behavior. I was just trying to be in the mindset.
If you just happen upon a chick getting naked, I mean, it's okay. You can watch.
Yeah. So he does say that to her. She then fucking Lori Petty's her fucking way out of the situation.
Yeah, she does.
Exactly the way I would think she would in real life.
She's like, oh, okay, Big Daddy. Let's gives you the little finger crook, and he leans in and fucking throws sand right in his face. Like
pulls fucking gun from him and shit. Dude, this scene was badass.
And she charges at these fucking guys.
No.
Boom,
she
boom,
pulls
boom.
She pulls a toy soldiers.
Yeah, she does.
This is fucking Joey or whichever right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Joey?
Only it works out this time.
Yeah, no, she pulls through.
Poor
but
Will
she totally pulls the moment though. It's like she fucking runs up, fucking guns blazing.
It's a good thing these WP guys are terrible shots.
And their guns are bad.
Do you see them? They come out and they're just going woo, waving the fucking guns around.
They are. This is apparently the G.I. Joe of the future. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
Bad guys can't shoot nobody.
Bad guys can't shoot shit.
It's the A team, right? Not the other one where they're always shooting at the ground.
It is. It's the bullets flying around.
Star
everywhere.
Wars. This is to make fun of everybody who shoots bad.
Bad guys can shoot. We all know this.
Yeah, so she does. She runs up. She takes out tons of these guys. It's laughing.
It is
crazy
hilarious
how
that
many
she doesn't
takes
get
out.
shot. But she sees her boyfriend get shot. He dies.
I want to stop right now and talk about the implication. We've already said that it's not a spoiler because we've mentioned it already. Sam lives. She's in more of the movie.
She's in more of the movie.
So we know that. Are they implying the other child is dead?
That's what I took from it.
Because we never get
little
mentioned.
boy,
Yeah,
the Peanut Dick.
Her brother.
Peanut Dick is dead, you
right?
guys.
Her brother, as best as we can tell.
Well, they couldn't sell him off to a brothel.
I know, but I'm just saying, like.
I mean, no, they could.
They could. Not that one.
Not that
That's
one.
That's what you would say.
I don't want to think about it. I'm done.
But so you get my point, though. Like, how crazy is that we don't even mention that? Like, there's no moment for him. Like Becca / Tank Girl never has a breakdown for that. For anybody, really.
We don't even get a name for the poor kid.
She moves on so quick. She's just like, okay.
Peanut Dick is dead.
My friend and everybody I've known I'm going to assume
Forever.
at least a few years are gone.
Yep, they're all dead. Oh, well. Doesn't he really mourn her boyfriend either?
Not at all. The only thing she mourns is exactly the thing we're about to talk about here. Once the Water and Power guys have blown up her house and all of her friends are dead, they are standing outside with her and they are fucking being assholes to her.
We can have a lot of fun with her.
One dude already starting to be a little bit creepy. Again, different guy, not mustache guy. Different guy. Another creepy guy.
She killed mustache guy.
I know.
She pulled the pins on his
I just want to make sure everybody understands. Creepy people are everywhere.
So many of them in this fucking movie.
It's outrageous.
They're everywhere.
And so this creepy guy who was hitting on her then gets made fun of by her, like the badass she is, because every time they try to get sexual with her, she fucking throws some fucking shit right back at him. It's beautiful. It's how you want your girls to grow up. Right? Like if you're gonna have a daughter, that's what you want.
Yeah, you want her to talk some shit.
And so as soon as she starts talking some shit, what happens? The water buffalo makes a.
I feel like the water buffalo was coming to try and rescue her.
100%.
It was a loyal ass buffalo.
So we get the. And as soon as it makes the noise, dude goes. And you know you can't have animals, right? There's a water shortage.
This made me madder than her. Killing the boyfriend.
God,
I was so angry. I was like, no, you do not kill the buffalo.
I was like, where's PETA at right now? Shouldn't somebody get mad?
She was more upset about the buffalo than her boyfriend.
For 100%.
I was too. Yeah. I was too.
Everything, though, like we said, is gone. It's done. It's over. They fucking load her up into a plane. And then they start getting fucking
super fucking creepy again.
2 seconds. Same guy. It's the same one.
It's the same guy. He's just like, she's like.
He says something about how he tries to get her to suck his dick.
Yeah.
Right. And this was so funny.
There's one guy who is like, bro, she's just gonna bite it off.
Well, no, and again,
one smart guy out of all of them.
He keeps being like, she keeps fucking
egging him on. Basically.
She's being no. It's the best type of cock tease because she
really is.
She knows that she's gonna either say something foul or fuck him up. She's just, and he's falling for it.
Yeah, he is.
He's hooked this bait.
He whips it out. She's just like, I'm gonna need a magnifying glass and some tweezers or something.
That's the joke, but the beauty of it was how long it took, right? Like he whips it out, and then she's like, and he goes, "What, bitch? Put it in your fucking mouth," right, or something. And she's just like, "Well, I would, but first," and she literally looks at the other guys,
like,
dude.
"Help me here.
I'm gonna need one of you to help me.
Anybody got a magnifying glass?
Need a yes, dude. It's one of those fucking jokes where it's like that was so perfectly timed.
Yeah, it was
perfectly said. I don't know if they did that in more than one take.
I like to feel like that was an ad lib. Like she just came up with it off the top of her head,
or it came straight from the comic book. Either way, I'd be good with, because that line was too good, right? Like I either want it to be Lori Petty or I want it to be like they took it like that was from a panel, right?
Something. It's so insulting. He immediately pistol whips her. Smack.
She looks up, smiling a little bit.
You're gonna have to stop this. I'm starting to get a little turned on.
Yeah, oh my god, dude!
He leans in to say something else, smart ass, and she just snaps his neck with her legs and stuff.
Everybody else
drops in with the guns, and she's like, "What?"
And again, you know those guys were kind of like.
I mean, he had
especially the dude.
The other guy, he was just like, "I tried to tell that stupid fucker."
He got worse than what I thought.
Yeah, but, I mean that's way worse. He's dead.
I thought
we
he'd
probably
be alive.
could have sewed the dick back on.
But yeah, here we are where we are.
Yep. Toss his body out the back. Suck
right?
the hydro fluids out of him.
Now,
first.
was this part not wild to you? I expected her to be arrested, captured, taken to the prison camp that we see after this.
Straight to Malcolm McDowell.
Straight to the guy running Water and Power.
And he has the coolest door.
Oh, that's
I want this door. He has like a waterfall fucking door.
Well, I just want to address how crazy it is that they took her there.
Super impressed that she killed 8 of his people.
8 people. 8. He has an army. 8. You don't think any other random freedom fighter hasn't killed 8? 8's not that many.
I mean,
with
a machine gun?
We do. That's what I'm saying. We live in a world with machine guns.
With surprise on my side, I probably could have got 8 of them too.
You see what I'm saying?
And I'm a better shot than she is because she was just from the hip.
8's not that special.
Right.
So again,
good enough to get a job, apparently.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. It's not even.
And not even good enough to get a job, to have him determined to have her work for him.
He wants her to work for him so bad, he's about to proceed to spend the next 20 minutes torturing her in many different ways to try to get that to happen.
First, he sends her to like the
work
mines.
But yeah, so again, it is very outlandish to me that this is that this is what we see here. That this is the guy. That this is what he does with his free time, right? Like it's like, shouldn't you be running this company?
Because she was hot. That's all it was.
Guess. He didn't know that till he saw her.
He wanted a hot bodyguard because he's creepy like
Maybe,
everybody else.
That's
in this
actually
movie.
more believable than anything else. Is that it was to be his bodyguard, his hot bodyguard.
I would want Brock Lesnar. Like, give me the biggest motherfucker you can find.
Celebrities died in the comet crash. She told us this.
No, Lesnar would survive.
She told us there were no celebrities.
You can't tell me that. I believe. The
comet,
Lesnar wanders the waste.
The comet crashed in L.A. with a piece that broke off in New York. Okay,
Lesnar
I don't know
took
what
it
to tell
straight
you.
on the chin, dude. He is nothing. No sold it. Just like, fuck you, Comet.
And Norris kicked his back into space, right? Like, I mean, I understand.
Lesnar's floating around Mars right now, just screaming.
Yeah,
love you, Brock.
Like you said, though, she finds out that her first punishment for not accepting the deal was the mines. So she goes to the mines. This place is insane, right?
I guess they're just digging water pipes is what they're doing.
I don't know what they're digging.
Just
you tell me.
I didn't understand why they had a mine. I'm like, I thought we were after water. Why is there a mine?
And they have to take chinchilla dust baths. Did you see that shit?
And they tried to make it sexy. That was the thing that bothered me. I was like, okay, I get it. There's a water. You do like delousing powder or something.
I don't want to.
But they tried to make it like sexy.
We don't need to get there. We're that's jumping a lot of it ahead. I just wanted to point out that those are the things that these mines have. It's super crazy. But as soon as we go into the mines, did you hear her making a Baywatch joke?
Yeah, the guy kicks the bucket down onto her and stuff. She's like, what time is it? I don't want to miss Baywatch.
It's 2033. How long did Baywatch exist in the world? She's only 25. Baywatch was off by 2002.
I was going to say, it's only like 6 seasons, wasn't it?
Baywatch was off by 2002, which is like the rough, estimated age for it.
It was the only DVDs to survive.
Oh my God, I would hate my life.
The fucking complete box set of Baywatch on DVD is the only media that survived.
In this apocalypse, Hasselhoff is literally a god.
The Hoff
is literally a god.
You will bow to the Hoff.
Yeah, so after we see our general look of the mine, though, we get introduced to Jet finally.
She's working on the
mechanic.
Airplane.
She's working on the plane. And creepy ass. So
Sergeant Perv.
Small. I love that that's his name.
Oh,
too.
That's even better than my nickname. I didn't catch his name. I just heard Sergeant.
Sergeant. You only hear it the first time when he's replacing the guy. Sergeant Small. He says, Sergeant Small.
Even better.
You take his position. So yeah, Sergeant Small, who is now in charge of this whole desert, as far as we know. Right?
Good on him.
He took the other guy's part. Yeah.
You think they would have ranked him up from Sergeant?
Nope. Things go too quick. You know, it's a
maybe he got a field paperwork.
Field promotion, but nobody's using that yet.
Your rank pins are in the mail,
right? Yeah, that's what's going on here. But yeah, so he comes up and he starts sexually fucking harassing her.
Oh, he assaults her. What are you talking about? He is on top of this chick.
It is outrageous the amount of this shit that happens in this movie.
God damn. And then he turns around and he's like, "You have till morning to fix this
about, and
because you wouldn't fuck me."
Now is when we see our weird, sexy chinchilla scene.
Oh my god, this is so weird.
We see her.
It's like a dust shower, and she's.
If it was anybody other than Lori Petty, I don't know if I'd care.
Still, it was. It's.
This bothered you on a lot.
It did. I was like, "What the fuck are we doing here?" I get the purpose of the dust bath, but why did she have to sexy it up?
Because it's Lori Petty, man.
I get that, but she's covered in fucking. It's not even like dirt. It looks like fucking delousing powder.
It looks like salt.
Something.
Like
and then she pulls out
like that.
She pulls out the shop fucking vac thing and is like
suck it off,
blowing it off and shit. Like,
well, that means that would have been close to delousing powder, dude, right? Because it would have been some kind of fine powder to suck the oils up, and then you would suck it off of you.
I guess. I like the sign though. It's like just like shower with your underwear on. We only wash your work clothes.
Yeah. And then while she's finishing up, though, she hears
Sergeant Perv, temp number 2, and he is berating the shit out of her. Like, you would have been nothing but a whore if it wasn't for me.
She runs up behind him, starts fucking putting. This was so funny. She's just like, "You need to get up off my woman.
This is my girlfriend." Turns around, fucking smacks a kiss on her.
Well, and at first, the look before she smacks the kiss from him for a split second was like, "Bitch, I've been talking to this.
Like, what are you talking about?
I've known this bitch. What are you?" And then she fucking kisses her. She's
he acts like it's
he's
the
disgusted.
most disgusting
he's a homophobe,
thing ever,
big time, right? Like he was just like he was about to go vomit in the toilet.
Yeah,
right.
Like he's like, "Oh my god!" I'd have just watched. I'd have been like, "Yeah."
And then it's so funny. They pull away from each other, and it lets you know this was a real kiss because like it's perfectly the powder that is on Naomi Watts' face is the powder
on.
That is
it's because she still
you
got it.
know there was no fakery going on here.
They kissed.
Yeah,
nice.
It's so funny.
Jet's
the look on her face. Jet is just like,
well, I mean that worked. Nice and stuff. Just like, what
worked?
I just wanted to kiss a bitch.
That was so funny. So convincing.
And
Jet was nervous.
Jet
was like,
leaves and she just cracks up.
Yeah,
she's
it's
like,
so good.
I
and
caused some shit.
That moment, I would say, sums up their entire friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the friendship you see the rest of the movie,
pretty
right?
much.
Like one of them is very grounded and very like proper.
Yeah, like I'm
for
more
being this apocalyptic future.
a little prudish.
A little bit.
At least till the end, anyway.
And then the other one is
just
totally
complete
wild.
Fucking free spirit. Just I'll do whatever.
But yeah, they are fast friends after this, though. We don't get to see it. We just get to know it, right?
Yeah.
It's so weird how the progression happens.
I like it. I don't think we needed like 20 minutes.
No, I'm not saying we needed more.
Being developed.
I'm saying we could have just actually said that, though. Like, we could have said, like, a week later and known that they were doing it. But we literally just see this moment and then another one where they're, like, actually, like, when she slides under the toilet in a minute. And she's just
after
like,
the dude's like, oh, you thought because she's working on the plane and the sergeant dickhead comes back. And he's like, oh, I'm revoking your flight privileges because you wouldn't fuck me.
Yeah, and because you thought that bitch
and you think like you're going to go get you a girlfriend to protect you. Like your flight privileges are revoked. You're not allowed in the hangar anymore. You do not touch this plane.
Yeah, so exactly.
And so she cries in the bathroom, slides up under the stall. I love that shit.
The way they start talking right now, it's immediately like there was a time lapse we didn't get told about almost, right? Like again, I don't want more time. I'm not saying that. No. But they could have given us 1 week later.
Yeah, like 2 days later.
Yeah,
something, anything.
So that way I understand that maybe they did interact.
Could have done it in hours, even 72 hours.
Just so that way I know they interacted more than what we saw.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, she slides under and she's like, why don't we plan our getaway? We can go here. We can go there.
Let's just get the hell out of here.
She starts going crazy with it, right?
Yeah.
So in between the two times, we don't need to do massive. We almost jumped over again. It's not
like arguably the most important part.
Well, I would say it's important for the arc. It's not important. Like we see her actually get a tank light. You know what I'm saying? This is just what inspires her to want a tank.
Yeah, she sees it and she's like, it's
but so in between those two moments, we told you like so this is after the chinchilla shower, but before the other sexual assault that he tries to pull when he revokes everything.
In the hangar.
So in between there is a brief moment where we see Becca Tank Girl
to escape.
I don't even know if that's what she was doing. I don't understand this at all. But she slides out.
Pops out.
She definitely slides outside at night
and sees the tank, and she falls in
love, dude. The second she sees it,
and it cuts.
she climbs inside.
It even cuts to like the comic book panel, and she's like, "Ooh, look at the size of it."
I love that she climbs inside,
and it's bigger on the inside than it was on the outside.
She starts talking crazy things to it.
You're so nice. Starting fucking, you need a code, right?
Yeah.
She goes to start to put the code in, but it's wrong, and it's like, you have 10 seconds before cyanide gas kills you.
Well, and when she's punching the code, did you hear what
she did some kind of rhyme? I didn't catch
my
it.
mom and your mom were hanging out clothes. It doesn't make any sense. That's what she's
doing. That
my mom and your mom are hanging out clothes.
Every time I type a number, that's what happens.
I don't. It just.
Was she hoping that would just?
I don't know.
Magic it,
but she tried.
The incantation didn't work.
But so she messes with it too much, fucks up. It closes
itself up.
Tells her that it's gonna gas her. It's gonna kill her.
She tries to get out, but she doesn't make it in time. So that's it. Movie's over, right?
Jet shows up. Saves the day. This is some of that friendship.
Right.
Again, but there's no friendship. This is what I was gonna say. Like, I don't feel bad for skipping this because
tank girl kind of choke her and shit.
Yeah. Like, there's no
give
real.
Me the code.
So again, despite the fact that we forgot to say this for a moment, it does not help explain the friendship in any way.
No, because she almost
it is just like, another interaction.
Yeah, she's like forcing her to give her the security code.
Yeah.
She's like, I can, but this tank doesn't work.
This also.
I haven't fixed this yet.
I would say the more important thing we should talk about from this, and why we definitely needed to go back to it, even than her seeing the tank the first time, is that this is the first time we see that they're monitoring. They know she wants to escape. Kesley has a camera inside. They are watching. They know
everything that she is doing, and this continues through the entire fucking movie.
And so that I would say is probably the most important thing we can take away from this.
He knows everything that's
Small
going
is
on.
watching too.
Yep.
Which is then why he grounds her in the scene that we were.
Right.
Yeah, we tried to jump.
That connection.
He grounds her because they saw her helping out
in the tank.
Yeah, and so so that gets us back to where we were at. So he grounds her. They have their moment where he tries to sexually assault her again,
and she
slides under the toilet. Has their talk. During the talk, she throws out some of the best one-liners, or not even one-liners, but the best little like cracks. Did you hear them? She throws out the.
It's like the first time you had sex and you sat there and you looked up and you went, "Daddy, are you sure this is okay?"
It's been swell, but the swelling's gone down.
Yeah, I like this place. It's been swell, but the swelling's gone down. Oh, that was a good one too.
Dude, the things she says like that throughout the whole movie are priceless, dude. Like the random little like zingers. One-liners. Well, that's the thing. Like that one's not even a one-liner.
Yeah, that's not even a one-liner. That's just
like
a quip.
A clever. Yeah, that's a clever quip about the situation. Like she says so many things where it's just like, God damn it, that's so good. Like I like that, and it's perfect because again, she's not a superhero, so she shouldn't have these, but she still delivers them, which is why she's a comic book character. It's perfect. It's perfect.
She's a superhero. I'm gonna give her that
No,
status.
not yet.
Her magic ability to dodge bullets.
We're technically still in the origin story.
That's true.
She just discovered she wants a tank.
Yep. She just found her tank.
Felt a connection.
Yep. Every young girl just secretly wants a tank.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you? That tank is badass, dude.
It is. I would like a tank.
But while she's having this conversation with Jet, she gets grabbed.
She just gets yanked
from
out from
so
under it.
Funny the way, because they're filming from above,
right,
looking down, and then you literally just see Lori Petty like
she covers her head because she knows that fucking door's behind her. Dude. She's like, "Oh, don't hit my head."
It was so nuts. Like, and again, you know that's what they did. Someone had her feet.
Somebody just grabbed her and yanked it.
There was, I mean.
She jumps up. She's like, "Hey, I don't understand the hostility. I like my job. Everything's
This is
great."
the first of our many like again, the first thing was just kind of like work camp. It's not. I mean, it's not torture, but it's not like the traditional torture.
Yeah.
This is where we start getting torture.
They lock her in a fucking freezer.
In a freezer, handcuffed behind her back while wearing a straitjacket.
And there's food by her. How the fuck is she supposed to get to it?
Oh, she's not. This was so insane. And then when again. She always has a good line, right? They bust in the door. She literally looks up at fucking Kesley and she says, "You really got to fix this. I can't play with
how
myself.
hard it is to play with myself with my arms like this?
Fucking God, dude.
I was sitting there, I was just like, I mean, yeah, that's right. You couldn't get your foot up there, I guess.
Basically, he just gets mad at her, tries to tell her to take this position again. And when he's finished, though, he pitches to her. He says, look, I'm just telling you right now, if you thought this was bad, I'm done playing games.
I have worse. I will win.
And she says, oh, man, is it Monopoly? I love Monopoly. Can I be the shoe?
It's like, I'm going to kick your ass, but I get to be the shoe. I always wanted to be the car. Right?
I just love that. I love her response to everything, man. She's like,
she has a smart ass response to
again. She spent the night in a freezer, at least one. We don't even know.
She is so cold. Her eyes are frozen open. If you watch, she does not blink the whole scene.
And so then he decides to take her for the next torture.
This one fucked with. Okay.
Well, this one is fucked up now, and he makes it worse.
I get fucking. This one gave me
you know what I'm saying?
Super anxiety.
Well, which time? This time or the next time? The next time's worse.
Both times. I don't like being in like a tunnel where I can't.
Which is what this is.
Like stand up.
And then we'll save.
And the fact that it gets smaller as you go.
We'll save what he says for what he ups it. He amps this one up later.
Yeah,
in the movie.
The second time's even worse.
Oh,
I was
way
like,
worse.
Nope, fuck. I almost couldn't even watch it. I was like, nope, turn it off.
So this time it's just a long. Again, this was only made.
He
for
just
this
calls
purpose.
it the pipe.
Well, it's made for this purpose.
Yeah, this is it. This is its only job.
Because why else would you have a room that and an entrance that doesn't connect to anything? That's exactly big enough to put a person. He made this. This is a torture device.
This is a pipe that is 40 meters long and slowly gets smaller,
very slowly gets
as you go further.
So that way, no matter who he slides down it,
biggest fucking
will
fear.
eventually get stuck. There is no hope to not get stuck.
I don't even know if I should put that on the internet. Somebody's going to do it to me. Like you put me.
They'd have
put me in a hole, and it just
make
keeps getting smaller, and I keep getting like shrink. Yeah, fuck that.
No. But so yeah, he drops her down.
I had to pause the movie and be like, okay, it's just a movie. It's just a movie.
He drops her inside, rope around her feet, so that way he can pull her back when he wants to.
No.
Dude, he drops her in. She's handling it okay.
She handles it fine. Way better than I would have.
No. In the very beginning, she's okay.
Yeah.
Then she hits the part where she's stuck.
Where she gets stuck.
And he closes the door.
And it has a mirror, which makes it even worse.
That's the moment she loses her shit. When she can't move anymore and she hears that door close, she immediately, which means her fear
starts having the flashback
is
of all
claustrophobia.
Yeah.
Like it's specifically.
I feel
because she was fine when she thought there was an opening. She didn't have to see it when she
as
thought.
Soon as the door shut. Yep, that's about when I was like, nope, we're stuck. We're stuck.
Yeah.
Let's get out.
So that's what I was saying. Like this is this torture hits so many things, but that part is claustrophobia.
Yeah.
The other part, you know what I mean?
I had a hard time watching this.
Oh, it's crazy. And then she starts hallucinating and having
fast forward the second time. I was like, nope, we're just gonna skip this.
She
part.
has these crazy delusional visions
about like Sam getting kidnapped, her boyfriend getting killed, all the stuff that's happened, and
the stuff that's like actually happened,
amplified like 10 times worse because you know how your brain is.
It was bad. It was definitely bad.
Yeah.
Luckily, though, we get a cut away from there and see a little bit of what I would say is happy after that. We get to see the remnants of the Ripper battlefield. You know, where
they cut over to like the convoy's been destroyed.
And I was like,
just dead WP guys everywhere.
It's not really a happy moment, but compared to, I mean, to seeing our hero, seeing our hero tortured, to seeing the bad guys' troops slaughtered,
getting fucked up.
Good.
Awesome.
So yeah,
but McDowell's pissed. He's like, we got to deal with these Ripper fuckers.
Well, again, I want to make sure everybody understands. We still haven't seen them yet.
Nope. But apparently they're badass. They just destroyed.
Is insane. This is our first glimpse of what they're doing.
Yeah. Sergeant Dickhead is like, they didn't even get around us.
Yes, not a single one. Like I said, this is like our first true chance to see what they've been up to, because the first thing was one tanker, right? When she saw it doesn't take a lot to kill one guy.
One guy.
There was a field.
This was 50 guys, dude. They're all dead.
In the future, there are no oil fields. This is a water field above the blue sands.
Yeah, or dunes.
Blue dunes. That's what it is. Blue dunes. But so yeah, this is like an oil refinery, right?
But it's water.
So there are a lot of
moisture
people.
farm,
Yes,
like on Star
yes.
Wars.
So there are a lot of people here, and they are
all fucking dead.
They're gone.
Brutally, too. Like, one guy is ripped in half, if you pay attention.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Half.
It's bad. And so...
Makes me a little afraid of the Rippers, not gonna lie.
Yep. There's water spouting. Again,
coming out of the tanker and shit.
I'm literally watching this, and I'm like, look, this is... I get that he controls the water, and so to him, it's not the same as to Tank Girl, right?
But that's a lot of water.
You'd think he'd be yelling at somebody.
Go stop.
We haven't found a way to stop that yet.
Yeah, somebody patch that water that's just seeping into the ground.
But he didn't
again.
care. He didn't care.
He's just like, I got to deal with these fucking Rippers.
No, Kesley loses his cool because he immediately sees what happened, runs back. Again, they're not at the facility where she's held.
No,
right?
They're out in the desert. So he had to have jumped in a Jeep and drove.
And immediately pulls her up out of the fucking pipe.
You think you're fucking funny, don't you?
Like she had something to do with this.
You're gonna tell me where they are and all this. It's like, what the fuck?
She's like, I don't know who, what, when, where, or why you're fucking.
But I'll let you
about.
know this: I win.
Yeah,
and he loses his shit. He's about to shoot her in the fucking face.
Again, like I said, he lost it. I mean, he's gone. He's his composure that he's had up until now is officially gone. Right now, this is the part of the movie where he goes from left sanity and went
collected evil guy to psycho villain,
downward spiral.
Yep.
At this point, right?
You got to maintain your cool. All you villains out there, listen to me.
But so he takes her out to the middle of the desert in the middle of the night. This looks like some kind of weird sex ritual at first, right? They've got the flares in the weird like pathway portal.
Yeah, it was
shaped, because it goes to a pathway and then a circle.
But it's like a sinkhole that leads
you
to
don't
the
even
underground
see that,
or something.
When you first see it, you just see the.
What are we gonna do in the circle?
Right, I was like, "Is there a bed in the middle of that? What's happening here?"
No. We're not doing this. Hell no.
But yeah,
gang bang in the circle.
That's what it looks like. That is definitely what.
There are
a
lot of horny dudes standing around.
Well, we've seen the way these
dude. Everybody in WP is a fucking pervert.
Thank you.
Even Malcolm McDowell at one point.
Yes. And so a couple points. Actually,
I only remember the one.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
You tell me yours, and then I'll tell you mine. When we get there, you tell me.
All right.
But so yeah, right now, they take her out. They start walking her down the flare lit up path, right? And they're like, so we've got a special plan for you. We're gonna use you to help us find them.
The Rippers.
We've heard that this is what they call it, some kind of gate, right?
A
like
gateway or something.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was a weird
like
thing.
a sinkhole because they throw the backpack and it just sinks in.
And later on, when we find out, it makes sense because it's apparently there are bunkers.
Yeah,
and that have like I'm gonna assume one of those elevators.
Thing?
Yeah. Right now, you're like, what the fuck is happening?
We're just gonna.
Where is this going?
It's like quicksand. We're just gonna throw her in. You're gonna.
How's that helping? But so then, right before they were gonna throw her. She gets shot in the leg by the dude.
It's just a tracker.
It's a tracker.
Bullshit. Apparently, it
was
some kind of microphone.
No, we'll say that for later. No. This is literally just whatever for this.
Oh,
I'll point it out. I'll point it out because he says something in that conversation to let you know this couldn't have been what he was talking about. But yeah, so she gets shot right now. Track her. They're gonna track.
Yeah, so they can find her.
And so they're like, okay, that's great. Right before they shove her into the thing, Ripper attack. First time we've ever seen one.
And they fuck up everybody.
Also, while this is happening, we see Jet.
Jet hijacks a jet.
This was so dope.
Tell her she can't fucking fly.
I love this. So we were just seeing it like, again, we don't know she's in it. It makes sense to even see it because again, we're seeing all the shit go down and we see a jet being deployed to help them because the shit is going down, right?
Yep.
So it's like, okay, this makes sense.
Support, right?
Right? Makes sense. And we see the dude, he's literally just like normal. Like nothing's like, again, he's radioing to them. What do you need me to do? So you literally think you're just seeing that, right? And then
all of a sudden there's a crowbar and it just ejects him out of the
well,
fucking
and if
plane.
you're not paying attention, you won't even notice that crowbar. You're just seeing his face because it's down in the corner of the screen.
Right?
It's not like everything. You're still seeing mostly his face, and the crowbar comes up, hits the fucking eject, and all of a sudden you start seeing spark. I loved how this eject worked. You see these sparks slow start, and then all of a sudden get bigger, and then the thing
flows up, and he just launches out.
Man.
And then she comes out and just jumps in the fucking seat.
I loved it. It was so dope.
Now we have a jet.
As soon as she's in the jet, though, she turns, points it at the battlefield, and she sees the weird night vision representation of the Rippers.
She watches the Rippers like tearing everybody
These
apart.
well, okay, two things.
Especially in like the Predator vision.
Well, what was in her scope was wild looking because
Right.
it's night vision. What we saw as people was still, dude, these suits
They're fucking good.
are wicked,
They're
dude.
wicked suits, man. I love the fucking the makeup.
And then it's a crazy red mask,
Right? They got like the battle
I think
armor.
they have different colors because
Right. One's like yellow and
DT
green,
or
one's
what's his name?
red
What's the
and-
one dude's name? DT or
DT.
Yeah, DT's is red, right? Like
Yeah.
he's got the because we see his up close later on, so his is full on red. But yeah, some of them are just solid dark to match the body armor and shit. These,
Bugos is like really plain. It's
Yeah.
green.
well, I think I love these suits.
I do too.
And at this scene, when we barely get to see him and they're jumping around, I'm like, no fucking wonder people are scared, right?
Fuck that, dude. What are these demons that just came
Right?
out of fucking
Well,
nowhere?
and again, like right now and later, because when you see up close scenes, they're never wearing the knife gloves.
oh yeah, dude, it's just regular hands.
Yeah,
dude.
but
Like,
whenever
when they have
you
their
see
battle
them,
shoot,
but right now, and when you see them in
claws.
action later,
they have fucking like
you see
Freddy
them,
Krueger
you
gloves
see them glint
almost
in the fucking
Yeah.
light, dude. These things are wicked, dude.
slicing throats and shit.
But yeah, so
man.
this is our
Vicious.
They're the first time they come in because obviously they're not idiots. They were watching.
Yeah,
you know, like
they were watching
this whole
everything.
movie is a constant. Well, we were watching you. Well, we were watching you while you were watching us. Well, we were watching you while you were watching us while we were watching you.
It's a wonder anybody got away with anything with everybody just paying so much attention to
Right,
each
because
other.
it is constantly a back and forth of this, right? But so yeah, obviously they had been watching, and that's why they knew to attack and not let her get attacked.
They
hurt,
fuck up
right?
everybody,
It's over.
including Mr. Kessley.
Yes,
His
we don't know.
because Tank Girl finds his arm.
Well, she finds his arm, and she implies that she thinks he could be alive. Right? She goes, "Where's the rest of you?"
yeah,
I don't know if she actually thinks he's dead or alive right now.
I have no idea.
Right? Like
I think she has to assume he's
the
alive.
statement kind of goes either way. But yeah, she finds him. She sees his wrist.
It has the watch with the tracker thing
And so
on
she
it.
stomps the fuck out of the wristwatch too, and it was like, "Fuck yeah!" And again, this isn't really spoiling anything, but 2 people survived that we know of, not just him.
Oh
Small
yeah,
comes back
Small comes back too. The
and unscathed.
yeah, completely unharmed. Yeah,
survivor.
I didn't even think about that he was standing right there.
They took out everybody except for 2 people, as far as we know.
Yeah.
Small, who didn't get hurt at all, which
Not
is
a
insane.
fucking scratch on him.
And then
Kessler, who's a little...
Kessley.
Kessler's a whiskey.
Yes.
It's not bad.
But yeah, Kessley, who we definitely right now has no arm. We don't know anything else. We know
She found it.
We'll see a little bit more in a minute, but right now that's all we know.
Yep. He's at least missing his arm.
Next thing we see, she's waking up, Jet over top of her, kind of in that like blurry, what's going on? Jet's just like, look around. I can't believe you're here.
Yeah, we need to get the hell out of here.
It's
right?
insane. I didn't know you were alive.
Right?
And she's like, what? And she looks around. She's like, holy
There's
shit.
just bodies everywhere.
Everywhere. And she's just like, okay, yeah, we should go. And now we officially have our first moment of Jet Girl, Tank Girl, united in freedom, right? They've been
Yeah.
talking about it. They've
We're
been joking
free
about it.
now.
They're
like, I
free.
think Tank Girl even says something about it. I was like, we're free. She takes the tank too.
Yeah, I was about to say,
because they're like,
can't
we got to
forget
get
that.
out of here. And Jet's like, I'll take the jet. You take the tank.
We missed a couple of beats there. I mess up. They didn't wake. She didn't wake up. I was wrong. She didn't get knocked. Well, she wakes up, but that was when she walked through the place and found the arm.
Yeah.
She was just in that brief haze. Yeah. The things I want to point out is that since I messed up, is that when she wakes up, we get the coolest thing when she comes from the chaos. She lights that cigarette off the dude who's got the flare in his fucking
mouth.
Impaled through the head by the
Rippers
flare.
are not only vicious killers,
Yeah.
they're sadistic too. Like they shove a flare in this poor bastard's mouth.
And this is something I want to say to you.
She grabs the gun. She's like, mine.
Did you notice the cigarettes in the movie?
They're like green and
red and they have gold tips.
filter and shit.
Do you remember when we watched Wilder Napalm?
I was going to say, just like Wilder Napalm.
Cigarettes. These are the cigarettes that I told you for real I found. Remember in Wilder Napalm, we found out that they were just highlighters.
Yeah, they were just colored.
This is the ones that I've bought before. These are real cigarettes you can buy.
Oh,
They have a gold tip. They come with like 7 different colors. It's like purple, pink, red, and it's all in a color. You buy a
range. Can you still get them?
Yeah, you can buy them.
Oh,
There's like
I want them.
Multiple companies make them. It's literally, again, like when you buy a pack, it's like 2 pinks, 2 yellows, 2 reds, 2 greens.
Can I get a pack of purple?
No, it's a rainbow pack. You have to buy it.
What if I pay them extra? You think that'd be cool? Be like, just give me like 10 purple ones.
I don't know. They're expensive.
I'll pay extra.
They're expensive, but
I'm sure
they're cool.
The gold filters alone would make that.
But yeah, there's
expensive.
a couple of companies that make these things.
I need to get some of these. That's awesome.
Sorry,
Corella DeVille,
which is what
fucking
she's using right
cigarette
now.
holder.
She's got the red cigarette with the gold tip in the fucking holder, and she comes out,
lights it on a dead guy's flare.
It's a beautiful scene. Like I said, I was wrong. There was no her waking up to see. This is exactly when she sees Jet. She's in the middle. She stomps the arm. She sees Jet, and they're both like, "Well, we got to get out of here. Freedom together." My note on this is, we know why Jet can fly a plane.
Yeah. Why can Tank Girl drive the tank?
Don't get me wrong. We get the little bit of a joke when she first gets in it and she's playing with it and being goofy
and she like kind of
silly.
knocks out fucking
with the
gun.
Yeah, but other than that, she naturally
immediately just knows
to
how to drive it.
That was a little bit crazy, right? Like she just takes to it so well.
Yep.
So perfect.
I mean, later on, it makes more sense because they put like a brain in it.
Yes,
and shit.
Kinda, or something. Or whatever.
You can
AI.
Something you can see the
Yes,
brain
no, I know,
floating in the glass.
I think that's just there for looks. Because what was it? What kind of brain
it drives itself.
I don't know. But again, AI. I'm saying looks. I'm not saying like there's not something thinking in it. I'm saying that maybe the brain isn't the thing thinking.
It's like
Lex
there
for pictures
with the brain demon things.
But so again, I don't know exactly what it is, but there is some crazy aspect to it later. Yes.
Servitor skull.
This is one of those moments where we get the cartoon sequence, right?
Yes.
From after when Jet gets knocked out, right?
Yeah.
So Jet gets knocked out. This is when we get our little cartoon. This is why I got confused about somebody being knocked out. It wasn't Tank Girl. It was Jet. I jumped ahead and got the wrong person. But yeah,
wrong person was asleep.
Yeah. So when she gets knocked out, we have this crazy cartoon sequence, and it's kind of funny. This is one of those moments where I was telling you, this is one of those things that would have been filmed.
But now they had to animate it.
Yes.
I
think this one especially works because it's a weird dream that leads into the next part of the story.
But it's so simple. They could have filmed it.
But the beginning part was fantastical because the dream. But the thing is, it does lead into real stuff because the last picture of the cartoon was Kesley. All mummified up with the Phantom of the Opera mask and shit. They did that. That's how I was saying they like used it to bleed the two things together because that they show us that from the comic and then immediately transition to the real one.
And I love the cartoon parts.
Yeah,
I wish they could have like filmed him in that in live action because I just kind of
only brings me down because I know it was supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I want to see what they could have done with live action, but I do love the cartoon.
Yeah, so now is when we see Kesley in the hospital. He's bandaged up, no arm. This
gone.
Bitch tells him his face has been gutted. That's the sentence she says.
Your face has been gutted. What the
I
fuck
laughed
does that
so
mean?
hard because I was like, how do you gut?
How do you gut a face?
How do you gut a face? How do you gut a face?
Pulled the eyes and tongue out?
Well, maybe because she tells him, you're never going to see again.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? She does tell him that.
He does. But the sergeant...
she says, you're never going to see again. Just like you're never going to use your arm. This bitch was like...
You have about as much chance as you seeing as your arm growing.
I was like, damn, bitch.
I was like, damn, girl.
Damn, bitch. And then she learns her lesson, though, because she immediately gets killed she gets fired. And by being fired, then gets killed.
We're going to use your fluids for water stabs her
because
with the
he
cup.
has hired a cyber geneticist.
Who is another one of those guys.
Do you know what he's from?
Rush Hour. He's the Asian dude in the dentist's chair that they nitrous to get information out of.
Oh man,
There's so many other things I've seen this guy in.
one from.
He's the waiter in Big Bang Theory that Sheldon argues Cantonese with.
He's in big trouble in Little China.
Oh,
Russell.
Fuck yes, he is. Goddamn. See, he's in so much shit.
Yes. This guy was a surprise cameo for sure.
From nowhere, he does not speak a word of English the whole time. Yes. It's all Cantonese.
He's barely here. You get him for like
this is it. This is his only
he gets
scene.
one more. You see him later when
he cuts his head off.
Yeah, I'll cut that for when we do it. But yeah, he'll show up one more time in just a minute to finish the procedure. Yeah,
right. Because right now he's just kind of like, yeah, I can fix your shit.
Fix you. Yeah,
and he has like a neat little computer translator for himself too, which I liked.
But yeah, so it was a fun little moment to see him. But yeah, he as soon as this guy walks in though, he looks at the other woman and it's like, you're fired, stab. Yep. We don't use those. You're gonna help me get
Poor
better,
bitch.
Right?
Like, poor chick, she gets turned into drinking.
Well, that's what
water.
She gets for what she said. She could have done this better.
She could have been way nicer.
Yeah,
your bedside manner.
She doubled down. Like she was like, I'm gonna tell you that you're fucked, and then I'm gonna be horrible about telling you you're fucked. Not like a good. You're fucked. To the most,
but not only are you fucked, and to the but most, you're double fucked.
To the most powerful person
in the entire world,
as far as we know,
as far as we can
from
tell.
our worldview, for sure. Yeah, yeah. She's stupid.
Most powerful man within 50 miles.
So then we cut back to Jet and Tank Girl. They're stumbling through the desert. They find a theme park. Abandoned, and they're like, well, this seems like a good enough place to stop.
Hang out here.
Try to figure out what our next step is, right? They get inside, and when they get in, they find a weird. It looks like a shop.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it's not supposed to be like a museum, maybe, right? Like just the way it's all arranged, because it's all like right beside each other.
You look. Tank Girl picks up like the petrified fish thing,
and then she sees
with it. The art, the statues.
She sees Sam's statue.
The Ripper statue. And the Doris Day statue that she had paid Sam to make her.
That's right. And so as soon as she sees those, she stops everything and she's like, what the fuck is this about? And as soon as she can basically say that, as soon as she like makes the eye contact with Jet to be like, I know this fucking random woman out of nowhere, and she starts spouting crazy.
She's crazy shit.
She starts saying stuff about the rains coming, and they're like, they stop her.
I shall save them from the flood.
What rains?
What are you fucking
It's
talking about?
not rained in 13 years. You know, I mean, it's outlandish, right? But
crazy hippie woman from nowhere.
Yes, but this is Subgirl. If you read the comics, we have three people here, right? In the movie, we don't get the context.
I don't even think they name her.
No, we don't. Well, maybe they do Subtara, which makes Subgirl different, right? But her name is Subgirl.
Well, I mean, Jet's name is Jet.
But so Subgirl. Well, so Becca is Tank Girl because she drives her tank. Jet is Jet Girl because she flies a jet. Sub is Subgirl because she's building a submarine. The crazy stuff she's spouting about floods
in the middle of a desert, I might add.
Well, and like while this is going on, and she says she wants to take the tank for the metal. The reason she makes that reference is because she needs the metal to build the submarine.
Because she's Noah in this bitch.
I don't know.
It's going 2x2 this sumbitch.
But yeah, so she is insane. She starts saying crazy shit. They get the upper hand.
Tank Girl knocks her on the head with the fish.
And once they get the upper hand, Jet then tells us she has created a lie detector that's verbal.
Nowhere.
I know.
She literally just pulls this thing out of her ass.
The craziest MacGuffin I have ever seen, right?
I love its voice. It's a liar.
Yes. No, it's good. It's so good. So they start asking her all the questions, like, where'd it come from? She lies.
Liar.
But tell us for real. And
liar.
They finally get the truth out of her. She's this girl. She's been auctioned off to Liquid Silver.
Yeah, they sold her.
Her stuff has been auctioned off.
Yeah, her stuff was auctioned off. This poor little girl. She's like, she drops the weird, crazy bitch gimmick immediately. It's like
a real person.
Yeah,
they
sold her to
when she finds out they're not water and power.
Yeah,
she immediately is like, oh, you're not water and power?
Okay, it's fine. It was really sad. They sold this chick to Liquid. What was it?
Liquid Silver.
Liquid Silver.
It's a club.
I bought the statues because I thought they were cool.
It's a dance club. We can go ahead and just get to
dance
this.
club. My ass.
So they basically,
this is a whorehouse.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need to go that far, but yeah, Liquid Silver is a whorehouse.
I'm sorry, brothel.
Well, I didn't mean that far like that. I mean, we don't need to go all the way there yet, because the first thing before they get there is they mention to her, like, we can't go to some place like that because it's owned by Water and Power in our vehicles the way they are right now.
Yeah, because they've got Water and Power
And so
insignia all over
Subgirl
them.
says,
"Oh, you can use my garage to like
again,
fix
she's
them up."
building a sub. The things they don't tell us.
Right. I feel like there was like a whole scene missing.
I feel like there was another movie planned.
I'd watch it, dude. Subgirl.
Well, I mean, just mean with everybody, but
Dude, I'd totally.
she would have came back.
Ooh, what's Lori Petty doing right now? Let's get her on the phone. I am so down for a tank girl too.
But yeah, so they fix up their tanks. Well, they fix up the tank. They fix up the jet.
These things out. What are you talking about?
Well,
fix up. They pimp these bitches.
Well, again, she does what she does best, right? Like I said earlier with her guns.
She injects a little punk rock
personality.
Into it. Yeah, it's awesome. There's like a recliner on the top of the tank.
Lawn chair recliner,
right, with a grill and plus all the guns.
Yes, I love this.
And a bow and arrow.
This is when we get the brain. Maybe was installed.
They like put it because it goes into like comic book panels, and I swear there's one where they're putting like a brain in a jar into it.
Either way, though, this is when it definitely starts to have some AI features.
Yeah, it drives itself at some points.
Not quite yet, but soon. Just very soon.
Very soon.
Yeah, so they are equipped and ready now, right? They're ready to roll.
Let's go fuck some shit up. To the silver spoon.
To liquid silver.
Liquid silver. Why can't I remember that?
It's not that hard.
Silver Spoons was a TV show in the 80s. That we should review, actually, I feel like, at some point.
Before we get to see the inside of that place, we do go to Kesley. This is the other spot of when we get to see our guy, and he's performing the surgery. Literally,
the jaws of life.
He takes these giant scissor things and cuts this man's head off.
I love it. It cuts. He's putting it up by his neck, and then it pans over to the monitor, and it just beep, beep, beep.
I am glad you mentioned the monitor. Did you actually look at the monitor when it did that?
Waves going.
It's waves because they are a society that is obsessed
with water. Water is life.
I loved that feature.
That was really nice. I thought that was cool too. I was like, oh, cool. The monitor's got like the wave pattern, and it stops.
Yeah, it went flat water.
It went flat water. We should start doing that. That's way cooler than just the little spikes and shit.
I'm telling you, it was. We should do waves. It was epic. It was good.
The wave of life.
So we don't know exactly what's going on, but we do know this man's head is gone now.
Yeah, he's ostensibly dead by
as far as we know, like anything
flatline.
All we know is cybernetics head gone.
Yep. I hope that works out for him.
Right. We then go from there into Liquid Silver, where they have to infiltrate the building. They break in. Dude, this song in the background when they break in, do you know what that is?
No.
It's Bjork. Army
oh
of
my
Me.
God, no.
That song is ingrained. D even looked at me fucking crazy because I said that.
Cool. I can say I've heard a Bjork song now.
It's a good one too.
It is. It wasn't bad. It's better than expected.
It's not what you thought, right?
No.
You've thought Bjork and thought weird poppy music your
I thought
whole life,
weird
right?
Fucking
weird
swan
poppy
dress.
Yes, poppy, weird poppy, like the strange side. No, sometimes she does dark.
She should
mysterious.
She
music.
should keep to that.
Yeah, that music is very dark and mysterious, and
like most Norwegian people, she should keep to the dark death metal.
Yes, this song like lives in my head. Like even Dee looked at me crazy when we were watching it together, and I said that to her. She was just like, "What?" And I was just like, "I don't know what it is about it, but it is a fucking like brainworm." You know what I'm saying? Like it's
sometimes deep in the middle of the night.
I think she thought I was like naturally being like, I hear it and I think about titties because there are titties everywhere.
There's a lot of titties coming up.
And I don't mean that. I just mean like the song itself gets in my head.
It's coming up in a minute when she goes in like the locker room. I can't wait. I thought they were mannequins until the second watch through.
Yeah, no.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, so she infiltrates this place. It's a weird. This is when you officially see what Liquid Silver is.
It's
after
a whorehouse.
Is a whorehouse. Well, it's they
brothel.
still imply dance club,
sex worker emporium,
something.
What's the PC way to say this? I don't know. Somebody write it in the comments.
But so it is definitely not a place to be.
OnlyFans hub.
Definitely not a place for Sam to
There's
be.
definitely no. Why?
Well, she's working as a regular employee.
Oh yeah, at first she's like in the washroom or something.
But then Iggy Pop sees her
and wants a schoolgirl.
Specifically after seeing her.
Oh my god.
So they bring her to the mistress. That's her name. That's the character's name. The mistress. That's the person who's in charge of Liquid Silver.
Been the madam. Isn't that more like?
I'm just telling you what her name is.
I'm just saying.
And so she's in charge. She immediately looks at the bitch that brought her to her and says, "Get her ready."
Yeah,
and she's like, "She's only 12. Get her ready."
She's got to learn sometime.
Or whatever age. I don't even remember if it was 12. 10. Thank you. I didn't even remember.
I don't think the actress is actually 10, but the character is supposed to be 10.
It was intense.
Fuck you, lady.
And so they're like, okay.
Gotta learn sometime.
They take her off. We then get to see Lori Petty make it up to the changing room.
The locker room.
Which is like the conformity room.
Yeah.
Right? Like
because it's got like the hologram chick sitting there being like
telling you exactly how to dress.
Exactly. She walks us through the whole uniform.
Well, at the end of the scene even, she says, "This is what you should look like.
This is how you should look."
But we get to see the coolest thing.
Lori Petty's just doing whatever the fuck she wants.
She grabs anything and everything.
She's like a nurse. And there's all this weird
We see these weird mannequin bodies.
I swear they were mannequins the first time I watched them.
No, they're real.
They are real chicks just standing in alcoves, tits out.
Yes, to make it look like that.
Dude, the second time I watched it, I was like, no. They were mannequins the first time I watched them.
It's because they stand perfectly still.
There is one chick in one shot whose arm moves, and I caught it, and that's what tipped me off. I was like, oh shit, that bitch just moved.
But yeah, so
these are real people.
But so she dances through the scene, grabbing this and that and pulling it this way. Cutting.
I liked the red dress with the sunglasses.
This is when she finally gets the haircut that we all want, which is a lot tighter to the sides because she uses the provided clippers,
the provided scissors or whatever.
And so we get like the braids off the top of the hair and the shaved sides.
It's much nicer. It's not like the top of the head.
When she finishes and the scene, like the montage is done, right, and she's posing with the ear piercing gun like a real gun, I was like, you bad bitch. Take that shit. Yeah. It was so good.
If I had a camera, you guys would see how well I did that head bob. You know what I'm talking about.
But yeah, so she then comes out of the room totally like we said, ignoring the hologram thing that said this is what you should look like, and she is in badass mode.
She looks way better.
She's got the black shit draped around her, and she's wearing like
sunglasses. She's tricked out. She's
the like white Daisy Dukes underneath
with the black skirt.
Yes,
it looks somehow
it's a good look.
It clashes, but works.
It's so good. I love it. She comes stomping through.
Rock, baby.
We see as she comes stomping out of there, we cut to little Sam being dragged away by Iggy
Pop, you creepy bastard.
And he's being horrible.
He is.
And she is a genius. She says, "You can't try to, don't take my purse. It's got all my silver in it." And he says, "What?
Oh shit, silver? Fuck yeah." Opens it up.
I mean, he was like, "I get to screw
I get
child.
to fuck a 10-year-old. Oh wow, that's gonna get clipped.
No,
cut that.
Just say I get to
be inappropriate with a 10-year-old, and I get silver.
What a day!" So he grabs that.
Great.
He grabs
and
that.
She goes,
looks at it.
Clap her, bitch.
Stabs him in the hand.
It goes through his fucking hand, and he's just screaming. I love that it works off of a clapper.
It's the coolest device ever. I love this payoff from the beginning of the movie, and
it's definitely a dangerous ball
because it's a double payoff. We get to see what it is, and she gets to prove to Becca, who is standing behind them,
literally right behind her,
that she did indeed know how to use it.
She did. Because that was the whole point of contention when it first came up. It's like, do you know how to use this? Of course I do.
This was such a perfect full circle moment.
And then, and then fucking Becca just walks up. It's just like, you know what? If you treat the customers like that, you're going to get fired.
Big hug, emotional moment. Yay. And then she's like, we got to go.
We got to get the fuck out of
here.
They
start running. You think they're going to make it out, right?
That fucking mistress fucking ruins it.
But this is great. They're coming down the escalator for some reason. An escalator. And they're stuck, right? Then just at the moment when you're even thinking to yourself, "Where's Jet?"
Dope. She just
She
pops
up out of nowhere.
Looking hot as fuck in
Was
this
it like
outfit.
an army?
I don't
like
know what it was. I was super
a,
into this.
It was a pink military helmet
was.
with rhinestones,
and
right?
clear see-through pants and a tank top. And I was super into it. I
This
don't
was
know
so
why, but I
crazy.
was super into this look.
So she pops up and immediately just like has the
Gun to her face.
in her like neck, right?
Right.
She's just like resting it right there at the jugular, right? Like, she's just like, don't move, and you're just like, good. I
Yeah,
literally
awesome.
it's
We're
the,
just gonna
it's-
escape route.
It is the instant though that you think like, where's she at? And
right.
she's
She's
just
like, "Where's? Oh, there she is.
oh, okay,
Cool. We're gonna escape route."
no,
Now, right?
no, because god damn it. Tank Girl don't roll in that kind of justice. If someone is this despicable,
And gonna pimp off a 10-year-old.
you are gonna make them feel little.
3 inches tall.
And so she
Sing
says,
for me, bitch.
well, no, before we even get to the sing to me, she grabs her by the fucking face, pulls out a razor blade, looks at everybody and says, you all need to stay back. I'm gonna scrape this bitch's makeup off.
It might take me a little while.
Holy shit. The insult to
That
injury.
was so good.
Then she proceeds to like put it to her neck, starts threatening her. She's like, I want you to sing me a song. She's like, I'm not singing
I'm
you
not
a
doing
song.
that. She just starts cutting
She says,
bits of her
well,
hair.
no, she first threatens that I'm going to do it. And the bitch is like, you're not going to do it. She cuts the first bit off. And she was like, oh, well, you're not going to do it again. And she said, I said, sing, bitch.
I mean,
The second cut, she
she
immediately,
immediately just like,
said-
what do you want me to sing?
let's do it. Cole Porter, 1928.
Fuck, what a specific fucking song.
And
And
it's
amazing that
specific-
she knew it.
It's specific. She knew it and she hates it. What are the chances? Right?
But she can belt it.
Oh,
She is super
This is
good.
the coolest random breakout of a musical number in a movie fucking ever, dude.
Like, this is why I wanted to know if like the director had directed any like music videos in the past, because this whole segment looks like a 90s music video and it is fantastic.
The whole place breaks out in a dance.
Everybody, you got like the
yeah,
hooker
Iggy
bitches.
Pop is dancing at
Yeah,
one
with
point.
his fucking
Yes,
bandaged
dude.
hand.
This was so fun. This was so fun. Let
Even giraffes do
birds do it. Bees do it. Even
happy
educated fleas do it.
The heavy
Let's
hippopotamus
do it. Yeah. I love the song. I love the moment. I love the scene. I love like this thing is
Best
perfect.
part of the movie.
Oh yes.
If you don't watch anything else,
You go to YouTube.
go to
I'm
YouTube
sure you can find this.
and look up this little
dance
song and number.
Yeah.
It is fucking hilarious.
As soon as it's finished, it's like literally the song finishes. WP fucking crashes in. Right?
I have
Because
in my notes. I
obviously
was like, "Oh, WP."
Someone
ruined
hit
the
silent
party."
alarm, right?
Had to
have.
have.
But so they start swarming the place. Chaos ensues.
We've
Becca
lost
loses
Sam.
Sam.
Where's Sam?
She's being taken by the
Ah,
troops.
God damn it! They throw her on that weird jet helicopter
Yep.
fucking thing.
And so Tank Girl and Jet meet up and they're like, fuck, this is
What
bad.
do we do?
This is bad. Then we cut to our man's. He's alive. He's got a fucking metal arm. We see he's got a head. Well,
Did they show the head?
No,
I
they're
think they give
insinuate
kind of
that
like
he has a
the
head.
Inspector Gadget
Yeah.
kind of deal where they just show
but
him the
again,
arm
they
and stuff.
insinuate he has it because
He's talking.
standing and talking.
So he
And
has
she's
to-
not yelling and
Oh
screaming.
my God, headless man!
Right? So they insinuate there's a head.
Has to be,
Uh,
but for some reason they don't show it.
Not yet. And so at this point though, we cut back to Tank Girl and she is just like, well, we definitely have to do this head on. We have to. There's no other way.
Yeah,
And if we're going to do this head on, we
We
only
need
have one
an army.
option. We got to go to the Rippers.
but the Rippers are evil.
It doesn't matter. We
I
have
don't
no
care.
options.
We got to go find them.
Uh,
We wander through the desert for like 20
no,
minutes.
it's literally a moment where she's just like blind fucking, what is it, Moses or what? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's
We're just wandering through the desert. They said something about two
Right.
rocks. How are
At-
we supposed to find it?
it's
And she
at this
turns
it's
around
a
and
they
Tank Girl's
find them or
gone.
they get found moment, right?
Right.
Like, and I can't tell.
She starts sinking through the fucking sand, and it ends up being like an elevator
Yes.
thing.
And they talk, and she's like, "I can't believe you get here sooner." And
Yeah,
as soon as
what
she
took
says
you so
that,
long?
you see the Ripper in the background again, full battle armor.
Yeah.
and you're like, "God damn, that shit
That
is scary
is
looking,
fucking scary, dude.
wicked scary."
Because you don't get kangaroo vibe
No.
from like the battle
They-
suit.
there's
that
so
they
much
have.
more menacing in
like
those
it's an
suits. Yes.
alien or
Yes,
something.
it's so much. Yes, no, it is literally. It's Predator. They look like predators almost, especially
the
Ice-T
helmet.
because he has dreads.
Yeah, he does. That's true. Do you think he sees in the vision?
I don't know. But yeah, so they are very menacing when they see that. But so they get knocked out while they're getting trapped, right, and thrown into the fucking room again to
With
prove
bowling balls. It's like a room full of bowling balls.
it was like bowling balls in the fashion of of a ball pit.
Yeah.
It was so weird. But yeah, they're being held captive by weird fucking mutants, and she still is throwing attitude
She is
at
being
these fucking
a
things.
smart ass the whole time. It's great.
Can't
get Tank
They're
Girl
talking,
down.
and she's still going crazy, but they realize they need to talk to him, and so they're like, "Okay, we're ready to talk to you." What do they do to him?
They fucking gas him with nitrous.
It's not even. Well, no. In the beginning, the first drugging isn't even that.
Oh yeah,
The
it's like a fucking
in the
powder
hairdryer?
in the hairdryer
What?
through the door.
That
Because she's
was-
like, "Why don't you give us some food?"
That was so wild. But yeah, then we see them wake up, and at that point, they have the nitrous right in front
You
of
ever
them.
had
and
nitrous? It's a fucking trip.
Yeah, this was
Love
so
it.
funny.
This
Because
would be
did
fucking
you,
great.
Did you hear Jet? Jet even says like, "Where's it at? Hand me that."
Give me the gas.
I was like, they don't realize this is fun for them.
They're trying to like be all serious and interrogate
Yeah,
these
their
two chicks,
plan-
and they're just
yeah,
like,
their
"No,
plan-
fuck that, dude. I'm getting high."
Their plan was not working out. We clearly
What
see,
did Water and Power pay you to fucking spy on us? $2.15.
Donner. That's his name.
Donner, the creep.
Yes, because instantly, dude, like, before we see anybody else's personality out of the Rippers,
Yeah,
Donner's being
Jesus
a
Christ,
perv
he's
on
being a-
these drugged up girls.
He's
dude.
like, "Man, maybe we shouldn't give him too much of this stuff." Oh wait, maybe that will work to our advantage, and
Maybe
then like
we give him
straps it
more.
onto
Yes,
Naomi
no.
Watts' head, and it's like, dude, back off.
They are, yeah, like I said, he's
gonna grab me some
immediately a creep, dude.
Immediately.
Then we see Booga. Booga comes in, being Booga. Booga's great from the beginning.
What if they're like spies, but spies for the other guys, but spies on us, and like he keeps kind of like jumping back and,
and finally,
forth.
finally, T Saint has to be like,
Shut up. You're not making any fucking sense.
so perfect, dude.
Fucking Ice-T just laying
Yeah.
it down.
How much do you think it would cost for them to spy on us? $2.15.
Oh, I fucking died.
Fucking beautiful.
That was the best.
Look, we barely got any dialogue from either Lori Petty or Naomi Watts during that whole drugged up scene.
Because they're just sitting there laughing.
Because they're pretending to be that drugged up, and she just yells that out. $2.15.
That's not a lot.
No.
That's some cheap spy work.
Hey, you gotta take what you can take. So then,
Especially in this world. I get
then,
it. I get
then
it.
the Rippers, they're talking to each other, and they're like, "We gotta figure out what we're gonna do with them." Donner, we gotta hump them.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What the fuck
dude?
was this?
And then T.
And why does he look like Jim Brewer?
I don't know. And then T Saint throws out like, we just can't. We gotta throw them out.
We
I
gotta
can't
kill these
trust them.
motherfuckers. Whoever wants to kill these some bitches, let's vote.
And then Booga says, "I say crumpets and tea."
Who's up
And
for crumpets and
DT
tea?
stops everything and goes,
Yes.
"That is an idea, sir."
Crumpets and tea. Who votes?
Everybody.
Everybody.
It
Crumpets
was
and tea.
Everyone but T Saint. So basically unanimous for crumpets and tea.
Yeah, and if we're
then T
truly
Saint
a
acts
committee-
like
No, we
It
ain't
didn't
doing
matter.
that.
literally DT had to remind him, dude.
We're a committee.
Yeah, you're not in charge. Who put you in charge? I don't remember Doc
Step-
Profit. I don't remember
step
Doc
your
Profit
ass
doing that
back.
before he walked out the door. I don't remember that happening, sir.
We vote for shit, and the vote was crumpets and tea, which I'm all fucking for.
Yeah, definitely.
Blueberry crumpet with some fucking nice Earl Grey. Hell yeah.
Yeah, the crumpets and tea was great coming from the whole group because they voted on this.
Yeah.
The only person that did not like it was
Ice-T.
was T Saint. T Saint had an issue.
T Saint did not like crumpets and tea.
But it didn't matter. Like as DT called him out on, you're not in charge.
Yeah, you're not in charge. We're a committee. We vote on shit.
But then so they decided to lock the girls up again.
Just in that weird bowling
ballroom.
ballroom.
But this time they fucked up. They put Booga in charge of security. And
I liked this.
I love this scene. She tries to lure him with sex.
Yep. She's
He-
like, we'll put a smile on that
He
face. and
does
he's just
not
like,
understand.
You got baseball cards?
He flips. You got trading cards.
Yeah, sure. They even like laugh. They're like, "Oh shit, this isn't at all what I expected."
And then so that's when we finally get to find out about Johnny Prophet. What we believe is happening with Johnny Prophet, right? Like
Yeah.
they're like, how about you take us to Johnny Prophet and we all have a conversation?
yeah,
with him.
we'll see if we can work something out. He's gone though. He
What?
went to like New Zealand to work with somebody that's gonna turn the oceans into drinking water. And about that time,
Oh,
Tea
wait.
Stain,
T Saint.
Tea Saint, Tea Stain, same thing.
I almost forgot. We almost missed one of our favorite lines, the NDA line,
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's what inspired him to talk about Johnny Prophet. She calls them a manimal.
Yeah,
And
we're
he
not
goes,
animals.
We're not men. We're all just
we're
manipulated
kangaroos.
kangaroo NDA.
DNA.
You mean DNA?
No, it's an NDA. They made us sign a non-disclosure agreement, so no, we can't talk about this.
But yeah, so then because of that, we get the Johnny Prophet. We find out he's in New Zealand. He's trying to change salt water into drinkable water.
Which would be the thing you would
Would
want to
solve
do.
the
Can't
problem.
we already do that?
I feel like it's not that hard. It's
Yeah,
just
I feel like we
salt.
already
you can just
do that. You
boil
just-
the water and collect the
distill
salt
it
out,
off,
right?
Yeah,
Whatever. Maybe on a mass scale. Maybe
Yeah,
that's what they mean.
probably.
Like an easy
enough
way
for
to,
a community to drink.
to have drinking water. When this is going down and they're trapped, the other Rippers hear a radio signal about this convoy.
Yeah, there's a shipment coming through, and they're like, "Man, we should
We
see
gotta
about
hit that. And of course, this one T Saint is on board for.
Yeah, he's like, "Yeah,
We gotta fuck some people
let's
up.
go kick some ass.
Let's go do this. But then they were
Hey,
like,
isn't
wait,
it like
we have
it's like creepy one that's like, wait, it might be a trap, and they're like,
And then-
fuck up,
no.
shut up.
No, and then they're like, it might be a trap, and then that's when they come up with their idea. They're like, it might be a trap. We should send the women.
Yeah, we'll send these chicks.
So they barge in-
Initiation, right?
Yeah,
Let's see if you're
yes,
really
exactly.
one of us.
I love that that's how they worded it. They're like, this will be your initiation. This will be how we know that you're loyal
It
to
starts
us.
off as a simple task. Just go
Take pictures.
confirm that it is weapons
And take pictures.
and take some pictures.
I love Donner created this device.
Yeah, this like neat little camera thing.
He invented the camera phone.
Oh shit, he did, because it just
It takes
automatically
pictures
texts
and
it back
sends
to
them
him.
back to the
Yeah.
computer. He invented
And
the camera phone.
Tank Girl invented fucking sexy nudes because she sends the
Yes.
underwear pic later.
So this was just so fun.
Yeah.
Because this is before.
Ahead of its time.
Yeah, nobody knew this is where the world
Nobody
was
had
going.
a fucking cell phone that could take pictures in '95.
Yeah, this was funny. During the moment when they were trying to convince the girls to go, though, do you remember? Like they were talking about the plan, and Donner, the creepy one, was like, "And we need you to strip."
How is that part of the plan?
Well-
Why isn't it?
And then, like, exactly, every one of them were like,
Why isn't it part of the plan?
What
That
do you
should be
mean?
part of the plan.
and then we cut to them like watching her. We see her take the one piece
yeah,
off,
there's like one piece.
and she drops it, and then DT comes in and is like, "Whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa.
hang on. All right.
We-
We're
we
being
don't
a little-
actually need
We're not
that.
creeps.
I-
Maybe him, but not the rest
Yes,
of us.
It was so funny. I loved it. It was such a good character development moment, right?
Sorry, Donner or whatever you are, but you're a little creepy.
During the whole moment while they're explaining all this, we see Donner being extra creepy because he's trying to cop a feel on
He does.
Jet.
He's like, I made this earpiece
And he-
special for you. Let me put it on. And he's
he's
like
like,
grabbing her tits and stuff.
yes.
And it's like, dude, get the fuck. He's like, what? It was hard to put on.
We also at this point find out that their kangaroo ears are super hearing mode, right?
All right, I get how these things work, but like, how
How
am I
do we
supposed
talk
to
to
talk to
you?
you? Just talk to the West.
And he
We'll hear
picks
you.
he picks his ears
His
up when he
ears
says
pick
it.
up. It's like, why? Because I guess they're west of them.
Yes, I
So
guess.
it's not even the radio. They can just hear them.
This is also when we find out about the reincarnated souls because they are about to
yeah,
have
they
a
just
party.
go through it.
They're about to have a whole party. Well, dude's about to say the Jack Kerouac, and
Yeah.
then he says that because he's about to play the poetry.
Play the saxophone. And
When
do the
he's
poetry
playing the
and shit.
poetry, they're like, "Yeah, we're reincarnated souls. He's Jack Kerouac." And then,
What were
Boog-
you? I was a cop, says Ice-T.
Yeah, and
Well, that
then
makes sense.
Booga tells us he was a dog.
I
like
got
we said
upgraded
earlier.
to human status,
Kinda,
kinda, sorta.
sort of, in
I
a
feel-
way.
Fuck you. You're the best one of the group, man.
Yes, I love Booga. The
Dude,
best.
Booga's the best.
And we close
Booga
it out.
and DT, they're the only
Yeah.
ones I really like.
And then we close it out with Donner. I was auto place manager
auto fucking store manager and shit. So I
in,
get why you're a
Cleveland,
creepy
Ohio. In Cleveland, Ohio.
fuck. Like, I get why you're a creepy fuck now.
Yeah, that
Jeez.
explains the blatant sexist attitude.
Everybody from
you.
Ohio sucks. We all know this.
Hey, we've got family there. Be careful.
Except her.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things where I was like, well, I get that though. It does make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna try to downplay
Was
this.
she born in Ohio? Does it really count?
Yeah. But so then the girls head out to the desert. They're ready for their special recon mission, right? We see T Saint doesn't believe in them.
Nope. He needs more proof.
They send a picture.
The pictures aren't
First
good
picture,
enough.
he's like, that you're too far
Those
away.
could just be anybody.
He says they're too far away. It's like the only way to do that better is to get close. Like you want them to be in danger's way.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
just admit it, right?
Tank Girl's just like, all right, fine.
She comes up with the fake
The
photographer
best
plan.
plan.
This was
This
genius.
was so awesome.
Just coming in to shoot a sexy calendar photo shoot.
The Men of Water and Power
Yes.
calendar.
That
and,
dude bought it
he
so
so
fast.
did. He's
he
just like,
he
"Oh,
was like,
I'm-
"Oh, me?
I'm pretty?
Of-
Yeah.
Of course you want
I love
me."
his face. He's just like, yeah.
Though is we quickly see why it worked out. She's taking pictures. They're up close. They're right
yeah,
on
they're
top
right
of
by
boxes.
the guns.
I love when we see the Rippers seeing the first pictures come through because
There's,
they
like, just
don't
a
get
bunch
it.
of
They don't
dudes.
get it. At first
What's
they're
happening?
all literally like, "What the fuck is this?"
I
And then
have no
finally
idea.
one of them goes, "Look,
There's
standing.
guns.
They're standing on the
I
crates."
get it now. I love
Oh,
Jet.
genius.
She's way too into it. She's just like, yeah,
No,
sexy.
it's
Show
the
me
only-
the thing.
Only time in the movie, right, that Tank Girl has to pull Jet Girl away.
And she has a different name for her each time. She's like Shaniqua, Janelle, Trapa.
Of course, though, as soon as they're done, again, all they needed to do were the pictures,
With the
right?
pictures, that's it.
Like Tank Girl's got to go above and beyond, though, right? They now have this information. They have the pictures, and she says, "Well, fuck it, let's take the convoy."
Yeah, we're just gonna take it. Then they'll know that
Wild.
they're like really with
I
them,
guess
right?
this was wild. So this is the first time we really get to see the tank in full. Like we've seen it decorated,
and it's full fucking
but
glory.
this is the first time we get to see like it do some tricks.
It's
right?
awesome.
She totally uses the AI feature, like we said, because she's sitting on the lawn chair doing shit up top while it's driving, right?
She's shooting all the fucking like machine guns and shit. And the tank's just kind of blasting away.
She surfs
She
on the
fuck-
gun barrel,
She fucking, yeah, she does. She jumps up on the gun barrel. I have it on my notes. I was like, barrel surf.
Right?
Fuck yeah. And then jumps onto the actual
well,
semi.
It was crazy that she did that, jumps on the semi, takes out one random dude that didn't matter, and then immediately back
jumps
to the tank.
back
I was like,
onto
why
it.
did we need
And then
that?
she's like, hang on, I need some lunch, and starts cooking a hot dog on the grill that's
Gets
there.
up to the window of the fucking thing, and then she climbs out and straddle hugs the barrel that
Points
time.
it right in the window. Is just like feeling a little inadequate, maybe?
She jumps in, takes control. She's like, I got this, bitch. But then Jet sees her, and Jet's like, bitch, I don't think you got this.
Dude, there's a cliff coming. You need to
you
stop. Hit
now.
the brakes
She
right
hits
now.
the brakes, and of course, Water and Power is skimping out on the brakes on this big-ass giant convoy truck.
Because McDowell's been watching the whole time. This entire thing has been a
But we
setup.
don't even know that yet, though.
Yeah, but, like,
that's
we-
future us.
I
knows
love that we find that out later. I was like, oh shit, he set this whole goddamn thing up.
to not know that though. It literally makes
Right?
no sense because you're like, why the fuck would
Why
they?
would you do
would
this?
have good brakes on that thing. It's carrying important shit.
Important shit. But
And
the
so-
brakes don't work, so she
she-
decides she's going to
she- well,
jump
she-
out and
she jumps
detach the trailer.
Well, you don't even know that's happening at first. Like you see her jump out, and you're just like,
I
she's
thought
letting
she
it
was
go,
just going to
right?
like run and we're going to get like the epic jump.
No, she
off the
jumps
back
out,
of the
then
thing.
immediately jumps back to the backside of it.
And hits the fucking switch
Pulls
and
the
drops
thing.
the fucking trailer.
She fucking gets thrown off of it. Watches the actual truck fly off. The trailer behind her. She looks up to Jet like, yeah, we did it. And
and
everybody's
then
like,
she's about
"Sweet."
to go over the edge and she's like, oh shit,
Who comes in?
Booga,
Booga comes
my
in.
man.
Now I want to say he did. I mean, it was nice, but much like she says, she had it.
Yeah, I had
the
this. It was
trailer
fine.
did not
Yeah, it
fall
was
off
fine.
the edge.
Everything
It was
was cool.
close. From far away, you would think
It
she
did
was
s-
gone.
It did stop though.
Yes,
It didn't go over the edge.
because that's exactly what she tells him. She was like, "Oh, Booga, I
I
had it."
had it. It's fine. Appreciate the assist though.
Now it's another
He
party.
just wanted some brownie points, man.
Now it's another party. These guys like to party.
Mhm.
It's crazy how much they party.
This is how they pray, apparently.
No, well, first it's just dinner, right?
Yeah, they
first
got
just
full
eat dinner.
feast of like just
Yeah.
all the vegetables you could think of.
They're eating dinner. We get a second poetry reading, and then they say, before we eat,
Let's
pray. And again, we see Tank Girl, Jet. They're thinking normal pray.
All right, they
They're
do the
thinking, bow the
hands,
head.
right?
They're
Mhm.
ready. Then all of a sudden, you just start hearing like thump, stomp, thump. All of a sudden, these guys have started doing the craziest rendition of the
Ice-T,
stomp
'cause he's
stage.
too
Yeah,
cool.
well, no,
he's
too cool.
just sitting off.
But
in
you
the
see like the
corner.
craziest rendition of the stomp stage show going
Right.
on, and we start hearing them tell us about the religion that Doc Prophet.
Doc Prophet taught us religion.
Well, and again, this is the thing. Like when you see the pictures that they show earlier in the movie, you know he's a hippie.
Yeah.
And then you start to see this and the reincarnation, and then they show us the weird his paintings of them.
Oh yeah, where the
dancing.
water's just gonna
Well,
come falling. From
Those
the
are
sky and
Cocopelli.
shit.
Do you know what I'm talking about? It's the name of an It's an image. That's what those things were.
Oh shit, really?
That it's a famous Aboriginal music thing.
Oh, I did not know
Cocopelli.
that.
And so that's why I was like, this is fucking nuts. This guy is so crazy hippie. It's insane. T Saint's too cool. I literally have that in my notes. Of course, T Saint too cool for all this shit.
He's just sitting back like, you bunch of fucking morons.
And all of a sudden, Tank Girl and Jet decide, hey,
Well, yeah, let's get in on
let's
this.
let's celebrate with them, right?
Tank Girl buddies up with Booga.
Donner immediately starts humping her, and he
He-
even says, "It's
Don't
okay."
worry, I have condoms.
What the fuck?
And starts dry humping her
What the
like
fuck?
fast, not even like sensual, like just like a bunny, just like
It's so messed up. It's so messed up.
Poor fucking Jet's just like, oh god, what is happening right now?
We never even see them actually have dinner. They just prayed,
yeah.
and then we get cut to morning time, implied sex.
Between Booga
Tank
and
Girl
Tank
and-
Girl.
Yeah.
And she has the rocket bra.
Yes.
I love the rocket bra.
I want to point out, this is one of those things I found out while learning about this. It was made for the movie. I don't know if it was ever filmed. It definitely has never been released if it
Yeah.
was filmed. I don't even know if they ever put it on film. They did create a male ripper genitalia
Big kangaroo dick.
for this scene to make sure to drive it home.
No kangaroo dick?
Well, because they wanted to keep it light. They
Oh,
didn't.
fuck you.
they
That would have
wanted-
been hilarious.
They wanted implied sex, not known
no,
sex.
go full in. I wanted the big floppy kangaroo dick.
But yeah, so
That's
we
getting cut.
it's yeah, maybe we'll see. But yeah, so we see them again. Totally pointless scene though. They just have like a brief moment of conversation, and then we immediately go to them opening the things. Although they do still imply the sex, right? Like you
Yeah,
see her like the
definitely.
way she's interacting with Bungo when he's
Yeah.
like opening this
Fucking
up.
Booga got him some.
But so they do open these things, and at first one empty, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
It's just full of dirt. These poor.
And
these
so, like, I don't know
crates,
about
they're
you,
supposed
like,
to be weapons.
Your first
right?
thought is like trackers, right?
has to be.
And it's worse. It's
so
the
much worse.
worst thing
They
it
open
could
the
ever
second
be.
crate.
It is literally Prophet.
It is the dead, decayed body
Mummified.
of Johnny
It's mummified,
Prophet,
dude.
which means that fucking
He's been
Kesley
dead since
has
the
kept this
the
thing
whole time they thought he was
just
working.
waiting.
The whole time they thought he was working.
He was just waiting to send this fucking thing back to them, and he's like, "Oh, I have the perfect opportunity."
They all lose.
They
it.
lose their shit, dude. They're
They're
flip
screeching,
the fuck
yelling,
out,
freaking
breaking
out.
all the crates and shit.
Rightfully so.
It's like
Um,
they're God, right?
So they all
their
go
dad.
mad. We see this very brief cut to Kesley laughing
Yeah, just
maniacally.
laughing, just like, "Ha ha!" This
Meaning,
is all because of
again,
me.
this is to set up for us the thing that you wanted to talk about earlier. Why would he know what was happening there?
He has been watching the whole time.
Right?
He has implanted fucking
Yeah.
mics and cameras in
Again,
the skin.
This is
of
this
Tank
is
Girl.
only moments away from being announced, so we're
Yeah.
not giving anything away. But we need to address it because it makes no sense
Otherwise,
unless we talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Because like, how would he have known? Because again, we know there were no trackers in boxes, right? So yeah, earlier she got shot, but it's not even just that. This
It's
is what I
not
was wanting
just
to
the
tell
tracker.
you. Well, this is what I want to tell you. Remember, she got shot, and you were like, "That's the thing." He tells her later when we actually get there. I'll even point out to you. He says, "I had them implanted
all over you.
So she's just a
So
walking camera.
this one is
That's what was a distraction.
she
right?
had been surgically while she was
right?
unconscious at
When
some
you were
point,
unconscious the first time, like we
implanted
put so much shit in you.
everywhere. You'd never be able to find them all. Type situation.
Micro cameras in the
And
pores
microphones.
and
Yeah,
shit. Fuck.
So yeah, that is definitely, this is the first moment that we know, and we need to talk about it because it's very awkward. Because again, they cut to him, you see him laughing because he knows
he's
what
watching
happened.
it on a
Yes.
screen.
Yep.
It's like it's right there. How the fuck did he know?
Yep.
I guess you're supposed to be left wondering, like, oh, how does he know?
And so then as soon as we see that he knows, we don't even get to see the like usual thing you'd see in a movie like this where we see them make the plan.
Yeah.
Fuck making a plan. These guys are pissed.
Yeah,
We're going
we're just
in.
going.
So we just cut to fucking Tank Girl riding her self-driving tank, parachute,
parasailing behind it.
Ice-T playing
Playing
behind
in the
her.
background, being like, she a gangster, she gonna fuck shit up, and it'll boom, and she's
It's
just blasting dudes. She's the
so-
distraction, right?
Yes,
for
she-
everybody
exactly.
else.
It's
while
so
the
badass.
Rippers and Jet sneak in.
It's so badass. But yes, exactly though. She gets stuck with Jet gets everybody else. Poor Jet.
Poor Jet.
She flies in. She's got to talk to the people.
Yeah, she's trying to like bullshit on the radio.
Well,
and
she's not. She's
well,
trying
she
to tell
has
Donner.
creepy. I call
Donner.
him creepy.
Yeah.
His he is.
But he's a stupid.
He's dumb as
For
fuck.
smart, he's
He
stupid.
can't even repeat back what he's told. She's like, no,
Keeps fucking it up.
say this. And he's just like, oh, Hanger 5 broomstick.
T Saint starts to think they can't do it, right? Like
We need to
he's-
turn the fucker around. She goes off.
Yes.
I love this part. Finally, Jet stands up for herself, whips
She-
around, is like, look, I'm going to do my shit. You're going to sit there and let it happen.
Tells him off, then tells off the people inside. Like,
Turns
let
around,
me the fuck in.
immediately grabs the radio. Is like, look, this plane is going down. We've had pirate interference and a fucking Ripper ploy. I'm going to crash unless you open the thing right now. And dude's like, yeah, okay, sure.
While this
Land
is-
when you're ready.
While this is going on, we get a couple of brief
Cuts back to Tank Girl flying
fucking
around,
shit
shooting
up.
shit.
like guns in hand,
Even the
parachuting.
gun jams, and
Yes.
she's like, God damn it, not
Yes.
again.
And then we get one last cut to Kesley before we get our group meetup, right?
Yeah.
And Kesley is with Sam. And this is that moment. This is when we see that he has taken the pipe torture and
Even
cranked it.
further.
Cranked it.
I
'Cause
thought it
now
was
he's
bad before.
now he's dumping water in.
Slowly, not even like quick. It's a slow trickle of
But
water.
it doesn't matter
to
because since
fill
it
this
gets
pipe.
tight. It
It's-
does indeed.
I hate it.
Yes.
I hate it so much.
So we just see her. She's like being slowly waterboarded.
Slowly drowned.
Slowly
Yeah, it's
waterboarded. Because
fucking fucked up.
because he could just stop the trickle when it gets right there. He's
Right to
slowly
her nose.
waterboarding
Oh
her.
my god, that would
It's
be so
insane.
much worse. I think.
Yeah, it's so insane.
I
dude.
don't like
It's okay.
this.
It's okay. After that though, we see everybody. They make it inside. They meet up. So
Yeah, we get
they're all
we-
shocked to see Tank
Tank
Girl.
Girl, oh, you're here. She's
All
like, yeah,
right.
I'm the badass. I made it. Tank's outside whipping ass right now.
They once they get in, they get to that big giant like room, the
Full of
empty
light.
giant warehouse room.
It's full of light,
Yeah.
and that's a problem.
They're
Apparently,
like, yeah, we work better in the dark, like Count Chocula.
no, Count Dracula, you idiot. And then like a fucking whole thing where they're always like, no, it's like this, and Tank
No,
Girl
no.
has to be like, shut up.
Buka literally like everybody else is like, no, not even like that, and he goes, no, he's right.
He's right. It's like that. You know, it's,
Dude, Buka is so fucking funny.
I love Booga.
But
I
then
hate this
out
part.
of nowhere, DT,
There were so many different ways to do this. I'll
Out
get it.
of-
You go,
no.
and then I'm gonna go.
out of nowhere, DT just fucking balls up and says, "I got this."
See you guys in a minute. And
Dives
darts.
dives in.
by himself through gunfire, he does make it to the power
Fucks
box
the light up.
and does fuck it up. But fuck, there were so many different ways we could have done this.
Oh, anybody else could have shot.
You had Tank Girl and Jet with guns, could have laid down covering fire. You have 8 other fucking kangaroos who could have provided distraction. Fucking
I understand.
sacrifice.
she-
I get it.
Tank Girl and Jet have guns, dude.
Right? They could have laid down so
They could have
much-
shot the
Yeah,
light.
There was only like 3 people in here.
They could have shot the power box. They could have shot the lights.
I didn't even think of that. They could
there-
have shot the fucking power box.
There's 1,000
Easy
ways
fix.
this could have gone.
We could have saved DT.
No, DT's gone. We needed the We needed the impact. They come in going nuts. This was
the craziest like battle. I don't
Dude,
even know if you can call it,
was
a battle.
like Klingon fucking howling with the, and when he died, they all just were like,
Slicing shit up, dude.
fucking they go nuts.
Again, this is the scene. This is the other scene where you can clearly see the dagger.
Yeah, they have like these
the
cool
they're like Wolverine
flo-
fingertips.
Yeah,
right?
it's awesome. But you can tell that they didn't have a big budget because there's a lot of guys who have cords attached to them when they get thrown. You can see them clear as day. The fucking wires attached.
Well,
to
and
these
again,
guys.
like you pointed out earlier, they didn't have a lot of like individualized suits.
Yeah.
A lot of them are very generic, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they decided to give Booga one, which means you get lost in the crowd. Like everybody else who's a big one, like there's
Yeah.
a red mask
Red
for
mask,
DT. I think yellow is maybe
yellow.
for
There's an
T-Saint.
orange one, but his is like matte green.
Like the rest of it.
Yeah.
The whole thing is one
So
color.
you just lose him in the whole fight.
And so again, like I feel like they were just reusing costumes and they were like, fuck, we ran out of a color
Yeah,
for
God
him.
Damn it. Fuck. I said, go buy a can of spray paint.
Tank Girl runs inside by herself.
Yep.
Separate area. She's trying to find
Fucking
Sam.
Sam.
And as soon as she goes down this one corridor, who comes in behind her?
Fucking McDowell. But
Fucking
he's
Kesley, dude.
he's
Ready.
throwing his fucking voice like he's Sam, trying
Well,
to lure her
This
in
I was
and
gonna
shit.
say. We find out he's got a few tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah,
Hey, we've seen the hand.
Yeah, he's got, because
And-
they've been doing like fucking Inspector Gadget with
and-
just showing the
And
arm.
we've already seen that. Like you could see you already saw
Weird
the things on it.
Saw
So
blade
none of this was
things
like
on him.
new, but yeah, we see that. But he also has the voice changer built in. 'cause
Built
we didn't
in.
see
He can
him.
just- 'cause he's just talking and it sounds
as
like
her.
Sam.
Yeah,
Help
insane,
me.
insane. But this is the part where he does announce. She thinks Jet at first, right?
Yeah, because she plays back the audio from like their war briefing,
And she's like,
"Oh, Jet,
Jet."
was a spy."
And
And
he
she's
goes,
like, "Bitch, no,
You were, but this is his exact line was, "You have mics all over your body, so it can't be
everywhere.
it can't be the one that she got shot with,
So during the period where she was unconscious when she first got captured,
or when she got knocked out when they put her in the freezer,
yeah, that's true.
or
So
when they knocked her out to put her in the
she
pipe."
got knocked out a lot.
Yeah,
now
she
that
got
I think
knocked out
about
in
it.
the beginning. There was plenty of time.
There were plenty of opportunities to. Every time she got knocked out, new microphone.
That's what I think.
Just every time, I was like, "Oh well, she's unconscious. Might as well pop another one in."
But he had grabbed her and he's telling her all this. She breaks free because he grabs her and then he thinks he's gonna be like badass and
Yeah.
like breaks the cables holding the walkway. They're both standing on,
and they fall.
I was like, "You're an idiot," right? And then
On top of that, the
uh,
fucking platform crashes into like the power
Yes.
grid thing.
which comes into play in a minute. Before we even get there, though, my favorite part, while they're still in the air, he cut the first cable and she breaks free. She swings from it and comes back with a swinging nut kick.
Kicks him right in the dick.
Right? Did you notice? Like,
I
I mean, they
didn't.
clearly
I didn't see. I saw him
play
the
it
hit.
back.
I didn't see him kicking
Play
in
it
the
back.
dick.
It is clearly supposed to be
That's
that
so
she got,
in character.
It is.
though,
That's what I was
isn't it,
gonna
for
say.
Tank Girl. It's like, I'm gonna
clearly
nut shot
kicked
you.
in the nuts, and then he falls to the ground, arm stuck in the gear. Right,
Oh, yeah, he
first
gets,
time's
he
the
gets
gear.
like trapped,
First time's the
right?
gear.
She's
yeah.
like, "Ha! I got you, fucker."
And then like she's trying to badmouth him for a minute, and he.
Fucking just rips out of it, dude.
Oh wait! Before he rips out of
Oh,
it.
this is where she finds out he has the holographic head, right?
So yeah, when he's still stuck in there, she says something to the effect of like, "I'm gonna hit you," which is stupid. Like she says something about hitting him in the head, right?
Almost curb stomp you or
Yeah,
something.
which is stupid though, because really, if you pay attention, you see it flicker right before that. Like when he was stuck,
When
you
he
can
was-
hear it
yeah,
and
the
see a little
whirring
bit of a
noise.
flicker in his head. Yeah, but then he after she says, "I'm gonna curb stomp you," he goes, "What do you mean? This?" And
He
he
just
like
like floats his
he
hand
does
through his
he
face.
does the Italian "you
The
have no
fuck-
chin" move,
The fuck you.
but he does it through his chin.
And
right?
it turns into like just static and shit.
Now
You can't hurt
my
me.
question to you is, where is his brain?
It's in his ass.
That's exactly what I said. Where's your brain? In your ass? Hackers.
Call back to last week.
Right?
Go watch it.
Where's your brain? In your
Where's your
ass?
brain?
That's
In
all
your
I could
ass?
think. That's literally all I could think whenever I see the hologram. Every time I'm like, where did they put his
I
brain?
mean, where
in
else
his
you
ass?
gonna fucking put it? There's no room here.
Yeah, so we
Just
see
cram
this.
it right
he
up
then
his
though,
ass.
after that announcement is when he rips his hand free.
And we
He's-
get some more fight.
It's more fight, but then all of a sudden she drop kicks him into this is when it's important, the
Yep.
electrocuted walkway.
walkway thing, and he just kind of
And so now he's like,
Is
like
he magnetized?
Yes,
or is
electromagnet.
Yeah, he's just, like, stuck there for a
electromagnetized.
little bit.
Well, we don't know how cybernetics work, Bo.
That's true. I'm not the Chinese cyberneticist.
So I'm not going to say that's not good science. It's probably fine science. We get a couple of moments of like cut to the Rippers doing some badass shit. Ice-T's face when he lands. This is where the meme comes from. It's literally the face he makes right there
It is. It's
when he
totally the
lands. It's
meme.
that face. And
We
again,
don't deserve Ice-T.
everything's fine. We cut back to our girl. Fucking dude gets the upper hand, right? This is my favorite part. He gets the upper hand. He's holding her again, and he's like, "Say I won. I won.
I won." No,
No,
that's
bitch.
not what
No.
I say. That I
won.
won.
Don't say I won. Say
I
I
won.
won. Not quote unquote I won. Say
Okay.
me, the person.
I won.
God
Fuck
damn
you.
it.
God damn it. You know what I fucking mean, lady.
I don't know why that's so entertaining.
It was because he wants to hear it so fucking bad. He doesn't even hear the tank bust through the wall here in a
Mhm.
second. Tanky coming in for the rescue.
Oh, we were wrong. Electromagnet's not happened yet. That happens after this.
Oh,
Because
is it?
remember he has to be stuck whenever she starts shooting at him.
Oh yeah, because she starts shooting the
So,
beer
yeah,
cans
again,
at him.
sorry,
we got
guys.
that a little confused.
It doesn't really matter because this scene goes so back and forth. It's
Yeah.
so crazy for like a 30-second like play out what all happens. But yeah, so he was not stuck to the metal. He was only stuck in the thing. When he got free, they had their moment. He got the upper hand. Just so that way we can get on the right
Get
page.
back where we actually are.
But this is after the I won is when she then kicks him and drop kicks him into the thing and he's stuck.
And he's
And
stuck.
when he's
Okay, now
stuck, then she's like, I'm gonna fuck you. You're done. You're done for, right?
Fuck
She's like, I'm
you,
gonna start
man.
shooting you. And she yells she whistles.
She does.
Whistles for the
The
tank.
tank is sentient and I love it.
And it rolls up and it was gonna start shooting and then it goes
No, shakes its turret like no.
And she's like, what do you mean no? Are you out of ammo?
Ah, damn it.
And she goes, okay, I'm gonna have to do this manually. Climbs up inside. You don't go nowhere.
You
Stay,
right there. I'll be right
As
back.
he's again
Stuck to the fucking
electromagnetically
wall.
stuck. And then she gets inside. She's got no ammo. What's she gonna use?
Fucking beer.
Case of beer.
Fucking pints even. Like these are big cans.
Yes, dude. Well, these are Australian. You ever seen like a Foster's can?
Oh yeah, the big
That's what these are. These are like
can.
that type of can, dude.
I hate to waste
It's a-
good beer.
It's like a 25 ouncer, I think is how much
we
those
should
things
do
hold.
this more here. I accept. I approve of 25
she
ounce
starts-
beers.
She starts launching at him. They're too low at first.
Yep.
He's still
He's blocking
he
because
break-
he,
he breaks
he
free
breaks
again.
free of the
He
magnet.
starts
and he's sitting
using
there
his
blocking
arm
his
to
weird arm.
bust him. He's like,
Did
you
you
ain't
notice
got
that
nothing.
when he block him, it would like poof into paper.
Yes. He's like, you've got nothing. You can't. You've got nothing. And then so finally
kick,
she's
kick.
like, we need to shoot higher. And you think she's
I
gonna
love
shoot
her
the
aiming. She
Well,
just kicks it.
You think she's gonna shoot the head, right? But then in
Yeah,
your
no.
head, you're like, but the head's not real.
the head's not there.
No. Unbeknownst to us,
She
another
has
MacGuffin
noticed.
moment. Other MacGuffin moment. She has noticed there is a bucket of water.
Perfect.
A bucket of water.
Fucking Wizard of Oz style, baby.
Why is there a bucket of water there?
Because you need water.
She launches the last
things.
beer, hits the bucket of water, falls straight down in his holographic projector.
It short
He's
circuits it.
Short-circuiting,
Starts just
freaking out.
flashing and
He
shit.
still tells her as he's falling down, practically dead anyway, and he's like, you can't beat me.
This isn't over.
And she goes, oh yeah? And again, just like the first time, out of nowhere, we don't
Pulls
even know where it comes
pulls
from.
it from the ether.
She pulls the goddamn blood water thing.
the water
shoves-
extractor thing
shoves
stabs
it.
him.
She shoves it in his heart. Says
Yep.
it too.
How's
that
this
in
close to your heart? Bam.
And we see the
He
cartoon.
still-
The cartoon
dies.
representation of the death is great.
Right.
I love that we got that and not a real one. I love that. I love we see him turn into a skeleton through the cartoon.
Through the cartoon.
Beautiful, beautiful touch.
We don't need no Indiana Jones effect here, man. Fuck that. Cartoon.
Everything's done. She runs. She gets Sam. Saves
Pulls her
Sam,
out of the
pulls
water
her
at
out
the
of
last
water.
second.
Everything's good. We see Jet. Jet shoots fucking Small.
Yeah,
She gets her revenge
he tries
on that
to like
guy.
leave and shit. He's like trying to jump in the plane, and she comes in, points the gun at him. He's like, "Fuck me." She's
And
like,
it's
"I
done.
keep telling you,
No,
I don't
yeah.
want to."
Beautiful.
Bang, Perfect end for that fucking
Chef's
pervert.
kiss. Love it.
Beautiful.
You still think everything's
The smile on
Yes.
her face,
you,
like
you still think everything's perfect ending, and then all of a sudden we cut back to Tank Girl and Sam, and fucking troops
like 8
roll in.
dudes roll in with guns,
And we're like,
"Ah,
oh shit, what the fuck?
She
is
even
happening?
drops down like, "I'm sorry, I'll see you on the other side." Like, we're fucked.
And then immediately Booga comes out, and Booga's like, "It's all right.
It's all good. We've taken control of the airfield and the bridge. What are your orders, General?
I emptied
this
all their
guy.
guns.
Wasn't that smart? That was so fucking smart.
Way to go, Booga."
Kiss.
Yes.
The first on-screen kiss between these two, I might add.
Yes.
It's just implied.
It's implied earlier. This time we know.
Full on. They kiss. It's all sweet.
It was such a beautiful. That's our
Yeah,
ending.
that's like the end.
Everything
It
else
cuts
is
to the
cartoon. It's a
cartoon
cartoon.
ending, and we get she blows up everything and releases the water, I think is
And
what's
it's
supposed to happen in that.
Yeah, exactly. So we see them riding riding the wave,
Riding the waves
surfboard
and shit,
style.
and she's just like, water.
But that's it.
Yep.
Again,
that's the fucking
I'm
movie.
telling you, I feel like there was a sequel because I feel like Subgirl was going to come in. I feel like more of
Because
the
they
comic book
released
was
all
gonna
the
get fleshed
water,
out.
right?
Yes.
There should be a Subgirl.
She would be.
Hey, they're all about fucking doing reboots and sequels nowadays. Maybe we pitch it to somebody. We'll get Subgirl.
Oh, before we're finished, we also need to make sure we've already mentioned it once. Again, right now is the time. If you've not been paying attention, you see the kangaroo for what they were in the comic book, so you can
they're
understand
legit
the
kangaroo
level
people.
of a word we probably shouldn't say for YouTube. Rhymes
Right.
with schmeestiality that is
Sure.
going on.
As long as you cutesy it up,
Right.
YouTube tends to not care.
But
Like
so-
grape.
Yeah. Yes. So like the level of that was going on was way more in the comic book than
Yeah,
the
it
movie.
was.
Like
They
in the
were way
movie, like
more-
it's like, oh, he's got a person's face.
Yeah, he's like a
but he has a
human
tail.
hybrid, but he
has a tail.
No, in the comic book, they're just like
they're
kangaroos.
like kangaroos that can talk.
Yeah, sentient kangaroos.
Yes. It's very different.
I want to read the comic book now. I'm gonna go find it.
All right. I think on that one we're definitely done.
That's
No
the end of the-
post-credit scene.
No, there's
this is
nothing-
way before comic books had decided to do nothing but that.
But listen to the music in the credits. The
Oh, no.
music is really good.
The soundtrack to this whole thing
if you
was
just
awesome.
want to like let it
Yeah.
run, the credits music is really good.
If you were alive in the 90s and remember the idea of like alternative music, just meaning like everything right of pop music,
yeah,
then you'll love this
so
soundtrack
good.
because it is everything right of pop music, right? Like it's not, none of it's too hard.
Yeah, just
But it's all hard enough that it's not
College
pop
rock,
music.
right?
Yeah, like it's like that perfect, like I don't need to venture too far away from this. It's a good introduction, jumping point into some better stuff.
diving spot into the world of punk rock.
Yeah, I do,
Which can
appreciate
get a little
this.
weird.
Yeah, I do appreciate the soundtrack.
Go watch our SLC punk episode.
All right, we're finished with the movie, but before we close everything out with the movie, as promised in the beginning, we do have one more person who wanted to say a few
Special
things.
guest.
Special guest this week, my wife, Dee. We're
Hit
gonna
the
let
music.
Yeah.
Big entrance. Come on, everybody clap.
Woo! So we're gonna let her say her piece and talk to us a little bit about
Her favorite.
her favorite movie, why this is her favorite, and what she loves about this.
Right.
All right, honey, we brought you on so that way you could tell us it's one of your favorite movies. What do you want to tell us about it? What do you think about the movie? What's your take on this? Why is it one of your favorites? What do you got?
One of my favorite movies since childhood. I can remember being a little girl sitting on the couch watching this movie over and over again. Thankfully, my dad, one of his really good friends, owned a rental store, so we were the ones who always rented it out. It was the absolute most inspiring movie to me when I was growing up. That is who I wanted to be. Little girls wanted to be Barbie. They wanted to be a princess. I wanted to be Tank Girl.
I love that you said that because that's me and Bo literally brought that up. We said specifically, if you're gonna raise a girl, this is the
Exactly.
kind of role model you want for her. This is the kind of thing, she doesn't take shit from nobody. She knows that she's in a situation she can't get out of, and she still says, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do."
She is that strong, independent woman that you always hear about, but in movies and television, you never see that anymore. Lori Petty, as this character of Tank Girl, is the absolute epitome of strong, independent woman. And she also has the softer side. You see that little bit with her adopted daughter, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, Sam, yeah.
Yeah, Sam. you can be that type of a woman, but you can also be that caring and sweet and loving woman as well.
This is what me and Bo said. She was this character, and Lori Petty in general,
Yes.
is like the proto manic pixie dream girl.
Yes,
right.
yes,
like
exactly.
like this is like they got the idea for that from this, right? Like she is that
She
perfect
is that
mixture of
base.
both.
She
She
is
is
that
like
base.
she's crazy and intense, but she's also, like you said, soft and a real person and emotional. Like she is like all of it in this bottle of fury all put together.
She's gonna cut a bitch, but then afterwards she's gonna look at you and go, "You okay?"
Okay, well, I think that's good. I guess that means all that's left now is to talk about. We might do some more contests, more voting things. This was fun. I enjoy it. You guys,
Favorite Halloween movie.
you guys get to exactly. That's what I was gonna say. If the next one will probably be something like that, right? Because
Actually, I like that. We should do that.
maybe
Favorite
remember we
Halloween?
also wanted to do no, that's December. We wanted to do the Black December, right?
Yeah, that's
the
right. Black December,
scary
scary Christmas movies.
movie, yeah. So we're good. No, we could totally do
Oh,
Halloween.
dude, that's so awesome. That means we get to do more horror movies.
Yeah, so we could do double the horror movies this year. We can let them vote for Halloween, and then we could do that for.
I like it.
Well, what beer are we doing?
So next time we're gonna be doing Sawstone Brewings, our local brewing house here in our hometown.
Who are just celebrating
like
an anniversary?
an anniversary? Yeah,
Part
like
of what
this-
inspired us. So
Yeah.
it seemed like the perfect time to go ahead and find another one of theirs.
Yeah, it's
and we
gonna be
did.
good.
So porter.
Sawstone Brewing's Porter.
We almost forgot. We did this a little bit out of order since we did this. The beer.
Oh yeah,
What do we want to say
the
about this?
Tank 7 is
This-
fantastic.
The American Saison.
Saison.
Saison?
Saison.
I don't know how to be French.
I shall be French for right now. The Tank 7 is fantastic.
I'm not drunk enough for French.
We got any more? We'll go get you a couple more. We'll get you French.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really good.
It's maybe a little strong.
Boulevard Tank 7. Go try it.
Definitely.
8.5.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
it's pretty strong. Yeah, we're definitely done on that note. So I guess we're out.
Yeah. There's a meteor coming. Should we be worried about that? And the vote was crumpets and tea.